Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. We're almost the end of the week. The ladies, gotcha. The super panel starts right about now.
You're having a conversation in bad faith. Did you say women are children? Did you say women are children? No.
Do you get every bad bitch the same way, my nigga?
No.
All right then. So that shit's irrelevant. It's
But most men nowadays don't want to be a protector and a provider. Most men don't want to be a leader.
So you know that you're here because of your father? Because men determine the sex of the baby? Did you know that?
You wasn't putting it down mentally. You don't know how to touch her without touching her. You wasn't putting it down sexually, and you wasn't putting it down financially. So yes.
She's so awesome and intelligent, and everybody missed out, and you just so happen to walk up on a flower? Yeah, she's lying to you.
But this woman saw you. When this woman saw you, she already wanted you before you even open your mouth. Like Ali said, you didn't convince her to nothing. That's the male.
It's time to do.
Friends of friends, once again, welcome to another edition of the Super Panel. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing well. We have a very, very, very interesting star-studded panel today. But let me make the introductions. Let me start from the bottom row. Sabotage. She is back in the building. Thank you very much for being here. We have the lovely Ashley. She is back. Thank you very much, Ashley. Appreciation. We have a new friend, the original Ali. Boomaye. Shout out to King Ali. Matter of fact, and we have a returning guest, Ty. Thank you very much for the appreciation. Thank you. And then the lovely DeeDee, she's in the building. Jay, thank you very much for being here. Jay Monet, aka Bella Rings, thank you very much for being here. I am your terrible host, Fatty, and we have the untouchable founding father, Ilkan Ali He is in the Once again, I thank everyone for supporting the show. We got 40,000 subscribers. Try to be like DeeDee. Okay, try to get to a bajillion subscribers. So please, tomorrow we have a smoke show because there's a lot of growing pains. So we're trying to get them out of the way. And on Sunday, the infamous lady show, the infamous first lady, ladies first, we're going to have a show about 49ers, women that are forced but think they are nines. Should men uh, sacrifice beauty just to get the same attitude with less of eye candy? Okay, Sunday, Saturday, all shows at 5 p.m. Today, we're going to start the show with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has been on the news. She actually be like 1 hour away from me, 2 hours away from me. I'm running, trying to take a picture, but she has a lot of bodyguards. So I'm sorry, friends, I couldn't do it. But she been around in Europe, and she been making the news for certain reasons. Okay, so I'm going to put the picture that we need here in the where they had upload this. Give me just 1 second. Yes, this is the correct one. Basically, she was seen, I think it was in Italy or in Paris on the fashion week, and she had her 12-year-old daughter that, for whatever reason, looks like a gigantic 12-year-old. So shout out to her for raising a healthy kid. She had her daughter walking around like this. So yes, okay, a corset, a mini skirt.
Can y'all see the picture?
Yeah.
I can't see it.
You can see the picture, Ty? Can you see it now?
It might be. I'm on the iPad. I don't know.
Did you saw the picture before, or do you want me? I can send you that via IG. I'll send you via IG real quick so you can see it. But basically, she's dressed like a grown ass woman. So we're going to start right now.
It's time to do.
Northwest, 12-year-olds in a corset. Is self-expression, or is her mother pushing her child too far? Who wants to go first? I'll leave you. Go ahead, Ty. You got it.
Oh, sorry, Ashley. I saw you went off of me at the same time.
And by the way, friends, if you want to subscribe or to support anyone in the chat, all the links are in the description. So please go ahead and subscribe to them, support them, send them money and blessings. Okay, I appreciate it. Go ahead, Ashley and Ty. And then we'll
I think honestly, she has been letting her daughter dress and express herself and represent herself is way too old and mature for a very long time. And I understand, right, to a certain extent why she does it. Her mom let her do it. Her mom literally produced the sex tape for her. So it's not surprising, unfortunately, that she would also allow her daughter to dress so scandalously at only 12. And like you said, Fatty, it's even, right, like a surprise to some people that she's only 12 because of how she lets her represent herself. That girl looks like she is easily in her early 20s sometimes. I think she had a picture where she was on the back of a yacht with like long hair, like a little bustier shirt. And it's like, she's a kid. 12 is like 6th grade. Can you imagine? And I think they hide behind the fact that they're billionaires and they have all of this money, that it doesn't matter, and it's just self-expression. But all she's doing is setting herself up for a life like Kim Kardashian, when, let's be honest, she's probably just going to end up hating herself, going through all of these different surgeries at a very young age when she doesn't need to try to impress and appease to society and what they think beauty is and how a woman should act. instead of actually teaching her how to be that. But as I stated in the beginning, I think to a certain degree, unfortunately, we cannot fault her, because when you're raised by a mother who does the same things to you, you don't know any better. And from the outside looking in, a lot of people will argue that her mom did a good job. They're all billionaires. They all have a lot of money. They all have this status, but they absolutely have no morals or ethics or values. You understand what I'm saying? They're not raising their children correctly. So I just think it's crazy, but it's not new. It's not surprising.
Ashley?
I think it's unfortunate because she is in the spotlight. I think with North too, she has always been very like more out there of like, I support what I want to support kind of thing. Do I think that her outfit is a little more than it should be? Yes. But I also am like, we know that she's 12, we shouldn't be sexualizing her at 12. And if that's something that she feels confident in, it's unfortunate that's the society we live in, but she feels confident in it. She has security around her. She is in a billionaire family and things like that. So there are parameters put around. It's just unfortunate that we have to sexualize it because that's just the society that we live in.
Do you think we sexualize her, or the way that her mother dressed her is like? Because a lot of times he's like the bottom, like he's the chicken or the egg. Like this, she looking like this, that makes man and woman looking at her and kind of like, damn, like this is dressing like a grown up, or is that us that already have that type of mindset? So no matter what she dressed, we are going to look at her like that. Which one do you think is more prevalent?
I think it's us as a society. I think that's more prevalent. I think that we always, I think it starts out at a very young age, when you're in, as a kindergartner or, middle school, you can't wear spaghetti straps because men are, boys at that time are going to be distracted. So I just kind of feel like it just happens to be that way. Do I think that she should be wearing a bustier, and a little mini skirt? Probably not, because she is in the eye. But then I'm like, she's always expressed herself that way, and society's going to be the way society's going to be. So it just kind of is what it is.
Ashley, do you think if her mother didn't express herself the way that she does, that she would even think to express herself that way?
That's a great question. No, I think that if her mom was in sweatpants and a t-shirt every day, I don't know if she would have really gotten that type of style from what she's seen. So I do agree that her mom definitely has a lot to play in how she dresses.
Yeah, and the parent is, the one who kind of.
I'm sorry, DeeDee, we can't hear you.
Oh, y'all can't hear me? Oh,
no, it's good. It was just a little bit of a noise, but you're good. You're good.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Maybe I need to.
Yes.
Okay, so I probably.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I totally look at the parent. I look at the mother. You should set the example for your kids. I really didn't know that this girl was 12. I thought she was I know she's young, but she doesn't look 12. And I think people, are going to sexualize children, people who have problems, but I think it starts at home. I think it starts with your parenting, and how you present your children. And as children, you should know, what a 12-year-old should be dressed like. I don't think it has anything to do with how much money you got. That's the thing. I don't. A lot of people focus on whether you have money or not. That has nothing to do with how you're parenting and raising your children, and how you want to present your daughters, especially out into society. When you know that there are crazy people out here who are going to over sexualize her based off of what they see. So it's up to the parents. It's up to you to, parent your children correctly, present them in a way that is presentable for their age. She's a minor. So I don't think she should be wearing her boobs pushing, all of that.
Well, honestly, I'm a little conflicted. To go back to Fatty's description of her, he said that she was like, can you hear me now?
No, it's perfect. I said King go next. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. You referenced her as like a big kid. Well, so I'm pretty tall. I'm very curvy. I've been bigger than most kids my age, and my mom didn't allow me to wear skirts. I couldn't wear shorts because she like, oh, your legs are too big and this and that. So I think that having a healthy body image for a child is also important. If my mom was just like, okay, Todd, you have to be aware of predators, and told me that's why I would like for you to cover your legs because you might attract certain things, I think I would have understood better than her just saying you can't wear shorts or you can't wear skirts. So I grew up with like a conflicted body image. I'm still to this day don't wear skirts or shorts, anything like that. So I don't know. I think that it's great that her mom is allowing her to have like a healthy body image and allowing her to express herself in that way.
Well, first of all, to you, I'm so sorry, because mothers certainly have the power within, particularly their daughters' lives, to shape how she looks at herself. I could even go down a road in terms of me being insecure because, although I was lighter or light skin, I wasn't light enough, or my hair wasn't a certain texture. So I certainly understand how, again, mothers can, again, create that self-image within a child's mind. Now, when it comes to North, she's 12. I don't care if she's a billionaire or a no-inaire. She is dressed like an adult. Even in her, being curvaceous. A bustier is to accentuate a woman's curves and to boost her breasts. Keyword, a woman. She's 12. She's a minor. And so I definitely think that it isn't a situation of, and this is where I give Ashley a little pushback, but we're all friendly here, is it's not necessarily society sexualizing her, but she is being sexualized in her dress. Even if North wasn't a big girl, if she weighed 90 pounds at 12, and that's about how much I weighed, I wouldn't have been walking around in a bustier because that's for women. Like, for example, stilettos. Stilettos are made for women, and every man like a woman in stilettos. You know what I'm saying? Those calves poke out. You can see those legs are accentuated. Is to draw the sensuality toward that body part and up and down. She's 12 years old. It's completely inappropriate, but we're expecting a Kim K who doesn't necessarily live a moral life or lifestyle to, you know what I'm saying, raise her child to live morally. So
yeah, I get that. I get that. I feel like we dealing with pop icons though. Like this is different from people that just have money. Like I heard somebody say that earlier. This is different from, oh, I just have a couple dollars, I make six figures, even I'm a millionaire or whatever. Even being a billionaire, because most billionaires aren't even in the spotlight. We can't even name most of them. These are pop icons. So they're going to behave differently than regular people. Their rules of parenting are going to be different in any way. The first time I saw this picture, I saw it on Instagram. I was just scrolling. I think Shade Room posted it. I didn't say in my head, oh, look at this girl. No, I said, this looks like a kid cosplaying as an adult. I didn't think in 1 second this was anything sexy. I said, this is a child in a costume. Like I could automatically get that just from her face, just from everything she has on. Adults don't, forgive me if I'm wrong, adults don't dress like that. That's almost like a costume to go to a parade in or some shit. Like it doesn't scream to me, oh, this outfit is trying to be sexy. I think she was doing that as a fashion statement because, like I said, we're dealing with pop icons. These are not regular kids, just like any other pop icons kids. If you take Michael Jackson's kids or whoever, these are the biggest celebrities on earth we're talking about. So I think we kind of got to cut them just a little slack when it comes to the things that they do. But I think at the same time, there's still a limit to how a young child is supposed to dress. I think she pressed that limit, but personally, I don't think she went over that limit. And I think a lot of that has to do with the culture that you come from, where you're raised. Me, I'm on the east side of the United States in Atlanta, Georgia. So I see people grow up fast as hell. And to me, when I look at this, I don't see anything crazy. I see something that can be worked on, but not anything that's just screams out bad parenting right away.
King, I would say though, let's do a comparison, right? You said they're pop icons. Think about Beyonce and her children. She literally puts her children on the stage, and no matter how much makeup Blue has on, what her outfit looks like, she still looks like a kid. You know what I mean? She still presents it as that. I think it has more to do with the upbringing of Kim Kardashian and what her mother allowed for them to do, rather than, that they're pop icons or that they're billionaires or that they have this money. I really feel, just like Jay Monet stated, they weren't raised with morals and ethics and understanding that a child should be in a child's place and you should present them as such and allow them to grow. They push them into that. And the quicker they get there, the better, right? I feel like they feed off of the narrative and the understanding that men like women in a certain era. So as they always say on these panels, women are in their prime between 18 and 25. But if they can push them there faster and make them sex objects faster, they can make more money off of them. They can become bigger faster. They become a business within themselves. And that's how they market their children. I don't feel that they see them as kids. They see them as a dollar sign and they promote them as such. And I feel that that has shown. And it's really been a drastic difference, right? We talk about expressing herself, like Ashley stated. Think about how Blue expressed herself when Kanye was still in the picture, opposed to how she expresses herself now. Blue would wear baggy clothes all the time. Like her clothes were huge when her father was around. That's how she expressed herself. As soon as her father went away, all of a sudden her clothes got smaller and tighter, more sexy and like extenuating things she doesn't even have yet. Why? Because now she's under the control of just her mother and their realm of craziness. So I wouldn't really say it has anything to do with them being pop icons. I agree with Janae Monáe. They do not have any morals and they don't care about what they're doing to their children and how it's going to affect them in the long run.
Keyword, you said marketing their children. What came to mind while the other ladies were speaking was, in a sense, and I hate to use this because I don't have any proof, but this is again what came to mind. And then you said marketing it's kind of like she's selling, like, hey, this is, you know what I'm saying, my daughter, again, like a showcase, because as Black women in particular, we develop in different ways. You could be a fourth grader with a booty. You could be 15 with a large bosom, but you're still a child and you can still look as that. But again, I'm gonna keep this one short, but Ty said marketing, and I certainly agree with that word, and I wanted to hone down on it because I really think that that's what it is, and it's a little perverted when you think about Balenciaga and all of the other stuff going on within that industry and what people do in that industry when it comes to their associations and friends lists and parties and all of the different brands that they're associated with. Marketing.
Yeah, and there were comments of people saying that she's pimping her daughter out. I didn't say it, but people were saying that she's prepping her and priming her for the business. And, I have to agree with what Ty said. I don't agree that it's about them being, pop icons or pop whatever. You should still have morals and set morals and values for your children. I don't think that gives you an excuse just because you have a lot of money. And that's what you want to do. That's what you do. But I mean, if one of our, us regular people, if our daughters wore that outfit to school, just say, since, they get a pass because they're, famous, I think the teachers will probably have a problem with that outfit and be calling us to say, hey, this is not appropriate for school. So, yeah, I just think that it has something to do with, kind of prepping them for something else. So that's my take on it.
So, and at the core of it, if we want our sons to be loving, if we want our sons to be gentlemen, if we want our sons to pull their pants up, if we want our sons to be respectful to their mothers, to their sisters, to the elders, to our community, and we want our sons to lead and protect the people in their families, then don't we have to invest in the women we raise? For our sons to support them, to be inspired by them, to be motivated by them, kind, modest, respectful, loving, orderly, righteous, and family-oriented women. We can't ask boys to be men that don't sexualize women and allow our girls and women to be women who sexualize themselves and then mask it up as liberation. We want to raise women that not only value men, but they value themselves.
So, this is what I have to say, right? You kind of touch on all notes, but you have to understand the Jenner clan, especially the Jenner clan. The young girl that was dating Travis Scott, she was having plastic surgery as a minor, right? This is nothing. This is just dressing, right? And remember, this girl doesn't look like the other ones, so we kind of know what's going to happen. right? By the time she's 21, you don't even know her face compare with what she was before, because all of these women kind of molded how we look at bodies today. I thought when I was younger that Jennifer Lopez had a fat ass. And now I look at her videos when it comes to the early 2000s, and I'm like, what the hell? This is not a fat ass. But the Kardashian clan changed the body, like the way women look, the way that women express themselves, like so much. They moved the axis so much that now we find this regular. And I think, to be honest, they kind of ruined a generation, because they don't look like that. Everybody knew how they looked before and how they look now. And now everybody's trying to get the hourglass figure and try to be a boss babe and all that, when they are the result of pimping, like somebody said on the panel. And what I wanted to add to the conversation is, most people will want a woman, will want a mother like Kris Jenner, because they think that's winning. I wish my mother made me a billionaire. Not remembering that the dad was a millionaire. The dad was a very established lawyer. They didn't need that for nothing. They did that for nothing. The man was worth 30, 40 millions on the 90s. That's a tremendous amount of money today. So I will say again, if most women look at Kim Kardashian as a winner, because she is the one that defined the beauty standards for the last 20 years. She's the one with the famous baby daddy, with the mansion, with the house, with the body that woman wants. Most women, a lot of women are doing this, are going to cosplay their kids like they would want to dress like when they were younger. And you notice this on the male too. These 2-year-old kids that are wearing Timberland boots and Jordans, and they have a fade, and they, like, you are cosplaying these kids as adults when they don't have necessity to do so. And by the time they are older, they can go outside without makeup on, without having a chain on there, because that's who they were since they were kids. And you are kind of ruining their life, because you don't even kind of, like, it's like we had the opportunity to grow up without phones, and now we kind of have phones now, so we kind of know the both sides of not having phones. These people were raised with tablets on their hands, all dressed up. Everything is brand new, like Nike, 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 Jordan, 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 designer. Like this unfortunately uh is sad, and I'm not going to say sad for them because they are just a problem of their product of their environment. It's sad because most of the kids that are watching want to be just like her. And now a daughter comes to the mom and says, "Hey mom, why can't I wear Why can't I get the skirt? Am I ugly? Why can't I wear this type of big?" Like that's what's going to happen. It's not just them. It's because they are the trendsetters. I don't know enough about Beyonce kid, but I know she's actually a performer. I think that's beautiful actually. Like introduce your kid to the industry like slowly on a controlled environment and all that. But when it comes to the Kardashians, you know exactly what it is. They're going to try to extend the clan. So by the time all these kids are grown, you are going to see men on the television trying to ruin the next generation of kids. So it is what it is. Uh, Let me ask you something real quick, right? Um, like, where is the line between encouraging creativity and like flat out you neglecting or kind of doing too much? Like when it comes to fashion, sports, like is that freedom if your daughter really wants to dress a certain type of way when she's with you? Like if your son wants to cosplay as an adult even though he's not an adult, like where is the line between freedom and let the creativity fly and all that? Because I come from an African background. There's no creativity in my house. There's nothing, right? Even today, if I make thousands of dollars sitting in front of a computer, I'm playing video games for my parents, right? I should be going outside and uh, try to get potatoes out of the ground. So, like, coming from your perspective, and most of y'all have kids, what is the line between let the kid express themselves or uh, uh, kind of let the kid express themselves as kind of like street parenting, like neglect, like stop them on their tracks and says, no, you're not going to do this. You can paint when you are 17. You can dress this way when you are 18. Like when, what is the line?
Well,
let's go.
I'll
Go
say,
ahead, DeeDee.
I think, I think there is a line that should be drawn between allowing your children to express themselves. My kids, they are able to express themselves to a degree. Like there's certain things that they want to wear that we don't have a problem with as their parents. But then there's a line that's crossed. Like my daughter, she wanted to wear she wanted some shorts. The shorts were a little short, and she's tall. So we like, no, that's too short. Even her father was like, no, pick another short. So I just think it really depends on your parenting, like what you want for your kids, it depends on you, the parents. But I think the parents should have the to say so. Hey, you can do this, but you can't do that. That all depends on your parenting and what boundaries you want to set for your kids. And I think really ultimately that just goes down to the parenting. For us, I would say it's a little strict, but we do give you a little bit of grace to have some type, express yourself in some way to a degree, because you especially if you're young, you're minors. Now if you're an adult, then you can make that decision, but as long as you're underage, there's certain things that we just won't allow. And then, once you become an adult, then you can make your own decisions on how you buying your clothes. You can buy what you want and wear what you want as an adult. But as a child, no, you don't have full range to just, do and wear whatever you want. So that's how I see it.
I certainly think there's a line, but I think that boundary or those lines come from your morals and your ethics. So, I mean, again, that's the foundation of it. If one person's morals are down to the floor and another person's morals are, higher, of course, that boundary is going to be different. Now, for this, I thought of course, my babies. I've got 3 little boys, 3 and under. And so my toddlers, they love dinosaurs. They walk around growling and roaring all the time. But when one of my sons was trying to roar and growl in public, I said, baby, we're in public. So we're going to act like a human being. We can do that at home, but we're not going to roar and growl at people in public because it's rude, especially if people are trying to talk to you and you know how to speak, but you're just, we're not doing that. We're going to understand what's appropriate for the public and what's appropriate in private. And here's another example that I thought of is becoming a fashion designer. For example, North could love fashion. She could be brilliant in sewing and making and her designs. And she may be able to craft a bustier on a mannequin and it's beautiful and elaborate, but she shouldn't be putting that on in public. She should get someone who it's age appropriate for to model her piece. You know what I mean? Although she's an icon in her own way and her parents and all of that, they have the connections to help push her brand. But again, I think the basis and the foundation of an individual's boundaries or a mother or father's boundaries is where their morals lie. And if their morals are in the gutter, then there probably won't be many boundaries, especially when it comes to age appropriate things and actions and situations.
I want to speak to. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Sabotage.
I'm so sorry. I just want to speak to Day Monet because you keep referencing, and I agree, morals and ethics. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in the church, so I was always taught that my body is the Lord's temple. So there are certain things that I would stray away from wearing anyway. We live in a society where like a lot of people aren't like being raised into the church, so I just feel like morals and ethics have like gone by the wayside, honestly. Nobody's going to church, nobody cares. We have this sexual liberation, which I mean, to each his own. So I don't think that people are really relying on morals and ethics, because where are they getting them from? We're not being taught that society in general. So
well, first,
That's good.
go ahead, Tata. You was about to go.
Oh, I was going to say, I honestly agree with a lot of the things that Dee and J Monet stated, but Sabotage just made a really good point, right? We do grow up in a society now where a lot of people are not growing up in church. And even if you don't necessarily grow up in church, your parents can teach you to have a relationship with God and understanding, how to take care of your body and how you should present yourself without all of that. But there are parents that aren't even doing that, right? So it leaves a lot of our kids with trying to figure all of these things out on their own. And unfortunately, that means that a lot of them go through making a whole bunch of mistakes before they get to the point of understanding the value of themselves, their bodies, and things of that nature. But I do feel like, as far as the line between letting your children be creative, and totally stopping them, really does come down to your morals and ethics. And I really think the line is parenting, right? Just like Jay Monet stated, she lets her little boys be dinosaurs in the home, but you're not a dinosaur in real life. So when we go out and about, you're not going to do all of that. I need you to understand you still have to behave yourself. My daughter loves art. She loves to express herself and play and make up. And I'll let her do that at home. But the minute we walk out the house, wash your face off. You're 9. We're not going to walk around with a lot of things on your face or make you feel like you need those things in order for you to be seen as beautiful or, to represent yourself. There are different ways that you can help your children, I think, grow and be creative and express themselves that are still okay for kids, where it doesn't cross that line and allow them to just be out here doing anything.
And I want to add to that, you have to lead by example as the parent. If you're the mother and you're dressing like a 304, then your child is watching you. You are an example of what your children see. So even if you tell them, hey, don't do this, you shouldn't wear this, and you're doing it, that's a contradiction that they understand. And they're like, wait a minute, why are you telling me not to do it and you're doing it? You dress like this. So then they want to emulate what they see. So you have to set the example and the tone for how you want your children to respond. So that's another point too, I would say.
So first I'd like to say, roar, roar, roar like a dinosaur. Cause that's my boy song. That's my boy. We're gonna be singing it out in public too. But now I know exactly what you're saying. Can we get to y'all know this conversation is really about telling young girls what to do with their bodies and how they're dressing. This ain't got to do with the boys, because this topic, boys are always coached when they go become young boys, become teenagers and grown men. We're always coaching men how to be good men and how to be leaders. Soon as a woman or a young girl gets to a certain age, supposedly now they can dress like an adult, they can sexualize themselves, they can wear their makeup, they can wear their wigs, they can wear their eyebrows. This is really the topic about how women, what are we doing to tell women how to conduct themselves and how they should dress. So if I tell my child when they're supposed to sleep, what they're supposed to eat, and who can be around them, how are we allowing kids to at that age, if they ain't fully developed yet? And a lot of women love saying that too, about kids having to be fully developed before they can engage in certain behaviors. How's she talking about expressing herself? She don't even know herself. And what it typically surrounds around is what the kids are seeing other people outside your house doing. They're not expressing themselves. They're trying to follow the trends. They're trying to be included with the kids that's outside of your house. They might not want to be picked on. They want to be able to embody what other people are doing versus what's going on out inside the household. And typically when you have strong parents, the parents can kind of win that over sometimes, but it's a challenge going against what's in the environment. But if you have some dysfunction in your household, if their kids ain't getting monitored and they being neglected, the streets is going to win over, and the kid expressing themselves is being like everybody else. So the main thing is to address, though, is the fact that we have to be as serious about how we coaching and speaking on women, and women don't like that control word. If we're going to be like this with our sons, so we have kids that we're raising to be men and husbands, we have to be that intense with what little girls are doing and how they conducting themselves, how they dress, what they're embodying, and how they speaking and how they're carrying themselves out into the real world.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick, and then I'm going to shut up. I think as parents, you have to be your children's influence. Because when you said, they're following trends, they're influenced by social media, by celebrities. In my opinion, just my opinion, I don't think your children should be influenced by Drake and Cardi B and those people, because that's why you have these young people trying to emulate these celebrities. The mother and father should be your who your children look up to. You should be who your children are influenced by. So if you are teaching them the right ways to go and you're giving them good solid advice and you teaching them morals and values, that's who they should follow. If your kids don't respect you and don't look at you or think that they should listen to you and they don't listen to what you say and they're influenced by everybody else, that's why you get those outcomes too. Just
So
one.
DeeDee, one second, because I there was some questions that I didn't include on the description of the show because I wanted kind of to bring in on y'all.
Yeah.
And one to Ashley and one to DeeDee, but let's start with DeeDee for now, and then the rest of the you say that the parents should be the influence of the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was Kanye right? And let me explain what I mean by this. Kanye always on the front line to saying she's growing too fast, y'all are sexualizing her, he was tweeting all that. But Kanye literally has a wife that goes out like the Lord put on this world, right?
Uh-huh.
And we know that he actually what made him like Kim was the indecent thing she did with Ray J and all those things he talked about, right? So this man was highly alert about the kid becoming the mom, but he actually kind of his behavior kind of pushed like what the mom and the new woman actually became. So was he right, or like he still has to pay for the fact that he's creating an environment where this kid is seeing this on a day-to-day basis and probably going to want to mimic that? So was he right or was he wrong by his actions or by his words? Like, well, what do you think about that, DeeDee? And then we go to the
Wait,
rest.
now by his actions, say that I didn't.
Like the act is English, man. I know I sound like a Russian. By his actions, meaning if you like Kim because you saw her doing the dirty with Ray J, so you kind of put that on the pedestal. If your new wife is literally going out bare naked, titties popping, like when the new wife, like
Okay.
you were talking about the influence that the parents have on the kids, but he
Yeah.
was always kind of very mad about what Kim was doing with the kids, the way that she was
On
dressing in the place
social
we should
media.
go. So, like, is he wrong? Is he right? Like, where do you see it in that, especially with Kanye?
Well, I mean, I remember distinctively at one point he didn't like that Kim was allowing the children on social media when they were younger. I don't think he was he was against it, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought he was right in that. Because I think he was right in that aspect. And are you speaking of as far as him with the new wife and how she's dressed and all of that, how that can influence his children? That's what you're asking. Like, is that a good thing?
Is what you said. The parents influence the children. If the
Yeah,
parent, if
sure.
the kids see their parents around certain woman, dressed in certain way,
Right.
behave in certain way, and that woman is literally naked, like she's the
Yeah.
closest to naked. Like, does he as like is he responsible too for this? Even though vocally he actually was saying other things or things that go against it.
I don't know. I mean, look, that's his woman. I mean, his daughter is watching. So anything I think that the parents are doing that, could cause a negative influence on the kid could be an issue. You know what I'm saying? But he's the father. So as the children, I would think your children will look at what you do as the mother and the father. And so I mean, I guess it could have a negative impact. I don't really know. I don't know.
Let me give you an example, right? And you can go next. He protested vehemently about the TikTok thing.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
"There's no way
Yeah.
11-year-old should have 2 million, 3
Yeah.
million, 10 million subscribers and try to do challenges, makeup, and all that." Right? Do you
Yeah.
agree that like who is right there? Do you think actually has a length to stand on? And then the person that was talking, you can go next.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ty.
Go ahead, Ty.
Okay. You sure, D?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I would say, Fatty, that he's wrong. Right. Because if we think about it and just the structure, right? The structure of a family is God, man, woman, children. He went out and sought out Kim Kardashian. He knew her history. He knew what type of woman she was. He knew everything about her before he decided to go after this woman, marry this woman, and then procreate with this woman. And then after you procreated with her, you expected her to change. when nothing about her resume said that she was going to make a flip once she became a mother. If anything, the history showed that she would get worse once she became a mother, because like we stated earlier, now I have more marketing tools to push so that I can make more money and my family can become richer. So, and then on top of that, he doesn't go out and then learn from his mistakes and say, I'm going to go find me a godly woman, a woman who can be a good example for my daughter, a woman who will show the type of woman I want my daughters to be. No, he goes out and gets another 304, or one that at least portrays herself as such and marries her as well. So all he's basically saying to his girls is that it doesn't matter how you present yourself to the world. You can walk out butt naked. From now until the day you are old, you will still be valued the same. You are still beautiful. You are still great. And it doesn't matter how many times he says, I don't want her on TikTok. I don't want her doing this. You were the main champion for this lifestyle when you picked the woman that you picked and you procreated with her. And then you picked her again. And let's be honest, his history of women, other than his first girlfriend, when he actually became a rap artist who he left, right? Who he dropped. She was the only one that looked like she had some sense. Everybody else, Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, this new one, all of them are the same prototype of women. What we would say is a 304. They have nice bodies and he lets them flaunt it out on his shoulders. And then he turns around and says that Kim Kardashian is a bad parent. No, they are both terrible parents. And like Dee stated, your parents, regardless of good or bad, are your first influence, whether you want them to be or not, right? When you get older, you can hate the things that your parents did, but you will end up doing the exact same things because you can't help it. It's in your DNA. It's what you grew up seeing. So they're going to be the exact same thing that their parents are because that's what he chose. So.
Ty, it's like you're in my mind. Yeah. It's like you're in my mind. But I wanted to emphasize something. I would say Kanye is right in saying that she's being sexualized, but he's wrong, again, as Ty said, because Kim is her mother. And then, as she said, he remarried her mother and she looks just like her. On top of that, you have to choose. He didn't choose a woman to procreate with him, who he wants his daughter or children to reflect. And that's where he went wrong before she even conceived. Sorry if y'all hear my children in the background. But, I think that is what it is. He's right in saying she's being sexualized, but he's wrong because he's saying do as I say and not as I do a bit. But children do as you say, but more of what you do.
They do as you do. They don't even do what you say.
I'm not going to disagree with y'all, right? But she's a grown woman. She's a kid, right? And so when Fatty asks if she's right, wouldn't he be right? Because she's still not 18 yet. Kim's grown. The women he's dating are grown. These are women that y'all agree. People will go, hey, it's a way a woman should conduct themselves when she's a kid, and it's a young girl, and a way a woman should conduct themselves when they're adults. So if he's a father that's dating a 304, I'm right. But these are children, right? And he doesn't want his daughter. Let me just finish real quick. He don't want his daughters to be 304s. But he's dating women who are 304s and present 304 behaviors. Aren't they still children though?
They are still children, but it's a contradiction in itself. It's just like Jay Monet stated. You're telling me one thing, but all of your actions align differently. All that's going to do is create a relationship in which your children do not listen to you. They're always going to say you're a hypocrite. Why would I listen to you? You're telling me that I shouldn't have a Twitter. I shouldn't be able to express myself. I shouldn't represent myself like this because I'm a kid, which are all correct things. But yet when I come over your house, you have plaster photos, or when I go on social media, your wife, who's now your new wife, is walking around naked. My mother, who you decided to have me with, had sex tape that the whole world knows about. She's constantly being sexualized. All of my aunts are sexualized, and everyone acts like it's okay, but it's a problem when I do it. All children are going to hear is that it's okay if you do it, but it's the issue when I do it. And it's only going to make them more rebellious.
But that's my problem, Ty.
It's called stay in a child's place.
Men are constantly asking women.
Stay in a child's place.
That's what my mom used to tell me all the time. Stay in a child's place. Mama, can I have a beer like you? I want to drink a beer. No, stay in a child's place. At some point, You gotta
Go ahead,
understand that.
King. Go ahead, King.
No, no, I'm saying as a kid, at some point, you have to understand the concept of staying in a child's place. Especially, I mean, if y'all grew up in Black America, y'all know that saying.
Yeah.
Y'all mom said it to you over and
Right.
over. When you said, "Hey, mom, can I do this? You doing this?" Or, "Dad, can I do this? You doing this?" And you have to make that distinction because you can't do what mommy and daddy do. You can't be in the room when I'm having
Right.
a conversation
Right.
with your uncles and your aunties because we talking about grown people stuff. Stay in your place, go in your room and play your Xbox or whatever. That's what kids have to understand. And I think once you separate that, it really, and I'm not going to say it doesn't make a difference what you do as an adult, you know, around your kid, because of course your kid's going to influence that or have the influence of that. But at the same time, they have to remember that they are a child and they're going to have to make decisions of their own when they become an adult. It's like if you're an adult, but let's say you're a criminal or something, right? And you don't want your kid to become a criminal, of course, but this is the only way you know how to make money. Are you influencing your kid to be a criminal by giving them a life by being a criminal?
Yes.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yes, you
your kid could grow up.
It's the
They
direct
could
correlation.
possibly, right, but they could possibly grow up and not become a criminal, though, right?
They'll either be a police officer or they'll be a criminal because you've given them either side of it. They're either going to take what you did and do the opposite, or they're going to do the exact same thing that you do. Now, I agree with you.
Right.
The only issue, I'm going to say this real quick and I'll be done. The only issue with what you're saying, King, is that first of all, a lot of kids are not raised like that anymore. That's how we were raised, that you stay in a child's place. Now the kids, unfortunately, are a part of the grown folk conversation, right?
They're friends with their parents. That's the problem.
They're friends. They're besties. And in Kim Kardashian situation, since Kanye is no longer in the house to be that person to say stay in a child's place, I can almost be certain that Kim that's not her rhetoric with her.
Oh, 100%.
She's not telling her to stay in the child's place. They're team. You can tell by how they even have conversations with each other that it's not a mother and a daughter type of relationship. So that wouldn't fly with them. So for him, as someone who's already not in the house, who's not going to have as much influence because he can't even be around her as much, when you can, your life and the decisions you make should represent what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to have people around me that'll show you, look at the woman that I'm with now. I made that mistake, but I've leveled up. This is what I want you to be like. He hasn't done that.
Yeah. I think you're right. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say one thing. She's right. It's like the
You're right. Yeah.
Alcoholic dilemma. Like either if your dad is an alcoholic, either you become one yourself or you never touch a drink probably in your life, because you kind of look at it as a point. But I agree with you. I actually don't agree with Ali on the Kanye married into knowing exactly.
I didn't disagree where I agree with him.
No. When you said like
No. It came off wrong, right? I think there's genuine humanity that people still possess. I could be a drug addict and crackhead, but I don't want my kids to be crackheads. I could be a person who dehumanizes women, disrespects women, put my hands on women, and there's people like that, but I don't want you to touch my kids. So I think there's a part of him that's still human and a part of him that's still moral, because
he just likes hoes.
I agree with Ty and I agree with Jay that he is contradictory and it's not inconsistent. The fact that he was a certain type of way, now he wifing up hoes, but then he don't want his daughter to be a hoe, but she's still a kid. I think it's okay for him he's a hypocrite, but he's like, hey man, I don't want my daughter to be a hoe, even if I'm wifing up hoes. It's one thing to deal with hoes. It's another thing to wife up hoes, constantly wifing up hoes and making them famous too. But then you telling your daughter you don't want to be a hoe. But what I'm saying is that as adults, right? And we teachers, and I see Kanye's Kim a hoe, Kanye a hoe, hoemongerer, but we looking at the kids going, I understand why he don't want her to be a hoe. But Kim's still like, hey, kiki kaka. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? But she's still a kid.
So that's what I was saying, is that if a woman marry a drug dealer, whatever, everybody will say, hey, your kids are just like their daddy. You picked him, you know exactly who they are.
I agree.
Afterwards. So if Kanye picked not just a woman, a family, because you see the way that Kim talk with her mom, they're friends talking with each other. It's like older sister talking with younger sister. You know that she put her on the industry. You know that she negotiated her sex tape to put it out there. You know that she literally pimp her family and make like everything that they do is fake. Like that their life is literally is nothing. Like their life is all a cosplay about the perfect family. So for the most part, if Kanye saw that level of dysfunction and says, I can't wait to be a part of this shit, respectfully, like the daddies, like, and all he knows about this, right? I don't want to get married, I want to have kids, but I know people change. I'm 36, probably 41, I'm going to be a different person, right? If I go to pick a woman, I'm not even going to try to pick a good wife. My first priority is a good mother, because I know for a fact that if she actually is a good mother, is a high probability that the daughter or the son actually become good parents, two good brothers, and all that, because they see the love coming down to them. So for the most part, is repetition. You are creating this monster, and this monster is breeding other little monsters, and now nobody wants to be together. Is the baby mama, baby daddy culture, and now these kids are going to grow up with the helicopter parent and a parent that is not even a parachute, is right over like there. So now we're having a problem because this kid clearly is Kim's daughter, right? And when we see them when they were younger, it was clearly Kanye's daughter, right? You see, like you could see it. This is Kanye's daughter, and then like it was a shift, and now you see Kim's daughter. So at this point, I think it's kind of what you guys saying, sowing what you reap or reap what you sow. We're kind of doing that. I just wanted to do a repair about what Ashley said. There's no way that we are sexualizing her. This is not I think you went, I don't know if you meant that, but it sounded like you're saying that it's man's fault. I don't want to say man's fault because the man have the wandering eye and they kind of like sexualize. I think this is 1,000% the woman's fault, because I don't think no man is looking at it as like King said and saying, oh, that's sexy. No, they're saying, what the hell is she like? Is she 16 or 17 or something like that? So I think that is 1,000% on the woman, because nothing about the mini skirt and a corset say this is kind of I'm available type of clothing. And for a 12-year-old kid, that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
Would you say that Kim has more influence over her daughter than Kanye?
100%. Yeah, all women on their kids
now,
drastically.
yes.
On their
Right
children,
now,
100%.
when Kanye
teenagers,
was
my
still
chin.
around, when
Still.
Kanye was still in the house, no. Kanye had way more influence over North. They were like this. She loved her daddy. But now that he's out of the house, that's a totally different child. Even how she presents herself. But whoever has the child more is going to have more influence, unfortunately, right? You have them all the time. They see you all the time. So now, yes, I think she has way more influence over North. And what
I don't know, y'all influence, the power of y'all influence is very powerful. The only way like your influence can really drastically fall apart if you just a horrible mom and the kids like, man, my mom terrible, and they get, because there's, you know how many kids I worked in mental health and they got to an age where they go, damn, it was my mom, but it's so instilled in me to look at my father a certain way. I still look at my father a certain way. The imprint that you have on the children is the strongest and most influential imprint. Like, it's very strong on children. So like to say that he would have a strong influence, I agree if the mother's supporting him and pushing him, but it's almost like rolling the dice with your children. If your woman's pulling one way and you pulling another way, your kid can be compromised because of how strongly influenced a woman's impact is on all of us. Y'all are powerful human beings, influence. Y'all give birth to us. You know what I'm saying? How can my influence be stronger than you? And you held and talked to the babies first, and y'all see it in society. Y'all are trendsetters. No matter what we try to do, hey y'all, let's not do that. Let's not let her dress like that. Let's not let her be sexualized. Nope. We gonna do us. We gonna keep being lit. We gonna do whatever we want to do. And the boys are getting emasculated, and the girls are getting over sexualized. No matter what the men are saying.
That's why the parents have to be on the same page. You cannot. Yeah, y'all got to be on the same page. Y'all got to have the same message, and you got to stay with it. I think that proves to make a difference, because once again, like Ty was saying, which I noticed when the daughter was younger, she was wearing more baggier clothes. She wasn't trying to look like she was trying to be sexy. Now he's out of the picture. Now she's, looking a little different. And so I just think there's a difference in the parenting. Seems like Kim seems to want to go one way, and he might want to go another way, but she has more of the control. So this is what you get, you know.
And that's what I'm saying. Without the influence of the father and what he values, if it's about her and the attention and sexualizing, if that's what's dominating the mind of a child or the order of a household, the kids are going to be sexualized and driven to get attention. It's even boys with money. They're trying to get hoes. They trying to get what drives women who want resources. But if the mother, you learn it from your mother, I don't give a damn about that money. You ain't gonna sell drugs in my house. Get the hell out of my house. I want to righteous kids in my household. I'm pushing great values, righteous values. That's how the boys and the girls are gonna be. Because no matter what we say, and I believe when the Nation of Islam says, when you raise a kid, a boy, you raise an individual. But when you raise a woman, you raise a nation. Like y'all impact on those kids being righteous and being orderly is coming from you.
Yes, but the thing is, like I said before, most women will trade a kidney to be Kim Kardashian, regardless of the sex tape, regardless of the controversy. They would rather be her. So a lot of times and this is my opinion, Ali, like we say that women control relationships. To be honest, women control everything.
Yes.
Relationships, who reproduces, who gets married. Like we have men that never were married before and women have 3 engagement rings. Like this is like women are what the taste for society is going to be. Because women now have a tremendous amount of power, not just because they have the physical power, but because they can influence men to go ahead and to sweep their whole thing. If y'all say nerds are in vogue, men are going to cosplay as nerds tomorrow, buy some glasses, start to read some manga, all of that, because we do what women usually desire. So if I see a man being an asshole and getting rewarded, I will be an asshole too, so I can get the woman that I want. For the most part, I think the woman first don't know the power that they have, and the second part, which is more important, I think men clearly underestimate the fact that the woman that they pick, in my opinion, is like 90% of the relationship they're going to have. It's not on them. You can be him, you can be whatever, you can be a CEO, you can be Tom Brady, you can be Tyrese. If your woman is not a quality woman, your woman is going to dictate, in my opinion, 90% of whatever you have going on. And we still are on this place talking about men are him and he chase your purpose and if you put your foot down. No, it's about the woman that you pick and their baseline. If her baseline is good, a lot of times you can get away with murder because she's so good, she's going to correct everything that you do bad. If her baseline is bad, you can be the best all-around parent. As soon as you leave the house, the kids are exposed to her. If she's lazy, if she only cook microwave food, if she always order it out, if she doesn't want to take care of the kids, for the most part, that is going to bleed on the kids. So I would definitely put the responsibility on Kim because she has the full control over her daughter. I'm just saying that, like, fellas, just be careful who you pick as mother of your kids, and especially extended family. Because if she's kind of cuckoo, but the extended family is okay, you can get away with certain things. When everybody's rotten, you can cry me a river. Oh, why is a Kardashian on TikTok at 12? Because they were getting surgeries at 15 and 16. So, like, what do you think is going to happen to the daughters? All right.
And I get to say I disagree with Fatty on that one. Even
and
when he said,
wrong.
well, not really though. This is all.
No, disagree. No, let's.
This is what I want to say to y'all
yes.
and to the panel and to the people watching. If you love a man, he'll love you. If you love yourselves, he'll compromise himself for you to get a taste of you, to get a touch of you, to get a feel of you. Like that's what you have men in society doing, is compromising their values and family values and putting power first, putting resources first, putting themselves first. And they're being men who are being driven by themselves as well too on the surface, but at the root, they're still trying to get you. Like most of what men doing, regardless of what they talking about, regardless of the man that says he's him, regardless of the man said that he's on his purpose, men are driven by women. It's his nature. You drive him. So if you're pushing righteousness and order towards him and you pushing him up, he's gonna quadruple. And I'm talking about a man too. You know, if he ain't no man, you know he ain't a good joker. You know you shouldn't deal with him either. You know it's gonna be toxic. But no matter what the women are pushing in society, men are going to push for that. So if you push for yourself, he's going to compromise himself to be with you. And that's why we have so many kids who do have identity issues. So many kids who go on LGBT, no disrespect to y'all, but even when you see the over sexualized boy, he's maneuvering in a way that a woman doesn't even maneuver because he can't compete with a woman. So he has to act in a way that gets attention to himself that has nothing to do with a woman that's over sexualized. Because a lot of boys are seeking attention, and a lot of the women who go that way are seeking power. They're trying to equate themselves to a man and act like a man. Even when a woman becomes a stud, I can't even be, I went this way with the direction, but she's the biggest panderer and simp to the woman, trying to do anything she can to placate to the woman and show to a man that she can get a woman too, but she has to compromise herself too. So all I'm saying is that me and Fatty 100% pushing out that women are the leaders. And whatever women are pushing and advocating for, that's what our society is going to be. And that's how our society is going to be determined. If we're going to push yourself and sex, everybody's going to be driven for attention. We're going to have identity issues while we rejecting and resent each other and pretending that we love ourselves. But if we pushing the man, we're going to push order, because everything comes back to you. If you pushing us, you push the community and men and women to love you and surround yourself. All of you that came from an amazing household with great mother and father or grandparents, everybody wrapped themselves around the women. The women were the community.
So Batali, is about loving or doing your job. Because in my household, like I never heard, "I love you, baby." Everybody does their job. Everyone does their
love.
But there's the thing. I think
that's true love.
I think it's about being competent. Like the love part, and the thing about love is love. A lot of times, like a lot of people, we talk about this all the time on the back, Ali. A lot of people don't know how to love. They don't. They love you. They feel they love you, but they don't know how to love. So every time the love gets out of their heart and their brain and spills through their mouth, is a distorted, corrupted way of love.
Right.
But even if they have those feelings and their hands and their feet are always moving in the direction that is actually conductive to taking care of you, let me make you a plate, let me go work 3 extra hours so you can go on the vacation you want, all that. I think at the end of the day, like, this is actually what makes people kind of like being like, you know what? I don't want to wake up and do this, but this motherfucker over there is doing this, so I'm going to do it too, right? I think a lot of times, once again, when we say love, and I know that you're talking about like the action of love.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to express, and a lot of times it's not that people don't love you, is that people don't know how to love. It's not that Kim doesn't love that daughter, it's just that she doesn't know how to express that love in a different way. She probably thinks I'm the best mama in the world because I'm giving my daughter this and I'm taking her there, and she's international, she's going to Rome and she can cosplay and I give her this week. But for the most part, once again, she got a distorted notion of love from her mother.
From her mom.
So now her daughter gets a distorted
and her daddy
of love, and we go from there. And I'll finish at this. I say this all the time. Respectfully, Blueface and Christian Rock love each other. They probably love each other more than most couples. They love each other. The distortion of what they think love is what actually makes it toxic, because it's like being a leader. You're not just a good leader. Sometimes you're a bad leader. You're still a leader. You're just a shitty leader, right? Love is not always a positive feeling, because people that do the oh, she cheated on me, so she go to the next life and I'm going to the next life too. I think those people truly love each other. They just don't know how to express it. And that becomes a dangerous precedent, because this woman will think she's love you with all her art. This man thinks she will love you with all her art. But the reactions, the way they talk, the way they actually move for the other person, that looks like resentment, that looks like hate, that looks like I don't want to be here. And that person is deeply in love with you, but they just don't know how to actually express it. So I think we need to be better when people talk about good communicators. No, be better. Actually do actions that show to the other person that you love them. Because you can feel all the type of way. You can be crying on the car and all that. As long as you do your job to the other person, the person will say, you know what? That person might not see eye to eye with me right now, but they love me. But when you have the love without the action involved, and without actually the acts that the other person wants to do involved, this is when people don't see eye to eye, because you don't love me, because if you do, you would do this A, B, and C and C. And that's when we get into a lot of trouble, is people kind of projecting the way they love people on themselves and do it in on the gender distorted way.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Fetty. I'm sorry.
No. I finished my point, and then I have one more question with the super chat, and then we go to the other parent, because now it's actually time to talk about the dads.
I just wanted to double back off of what you stated when it comes down to love and how people portray it, right? One side of the token is that people usually show love in the way that they were shown love. Another way is people show love in the way that they want people to love them, instead of understanding how that person receives love, right? Like, love languages is a real thing. How people need to receive love, to feel love, is different for everyone. So you have to understand how that person receives it and show up in a way that they receive it, not in the way that you want to give it, if you truly want that person to feel love.
So without playing, this is one of the best panels too of a conversation, and where everybody's intentional and good faith. I think it's the order and disorder that I think we're discussing. And when people are seeking validation for the wrong things they're doing versus the right things they're doing. And even before this conversation we had, I believe the greatest investment you can make as an individual is to invest in loving someone else and helping them develop into a man or woman. One person is helping someone develop into someone that's helping society versus someone who's just trying to make themselves feel good. So you either functioning as a normal human being, or you're going to function in dysfunction. So I think it's the order and disorder where drug addicts want to hang out with each other. That's love. Alcoholics want to hang out with each other. That's love. Broken people want to hang out with each other. That's love. Toxic people want to hang out with each other. They believe is love, versus loving each other in order and doing what's in each other's best interest. And that's being true to ourselves, raising adequate, developed, mature men and women.
I think too that we all struggle with communication, not all, but most. And I think communication fails when we're trying to express love. I think people can only love to the capacity that they love themselves. That's just something on me. And I think we're really shying away from, as a society, we're shying away from learning how to better share emotions and can communicate what you're actually feeling. And instead we want to keep this persona of like, we're just cool, or we don't care, or we're only going to show actions outside of communication. And I feel this is where it falls with us emotionally, because someone can be doing all of the things action wise, but then they don't know how to say, I love you. So it's like, you can have all those things if you show me, but if you can't tell me that you love me, I'm having a hard time like understanding that, because I do communicate. So
Hey, Ashley, if me and you communicated we love each other for 20 years and the action doesn't demonstrate it, but there's two other people, or we're the same people, we show action, we never say it. Who loves each other more?
So you're saying one that never showed action but said it,
and then one that say they love each other all the time, but they never show action. There's two people that never have to say it. There's a song called More Than Words. I love that song. But there's two people who never say it, but they show it action every single day. Who loves each other more? The people who say I love you, or the people who showing it?
For you, I would say that it's the people that are showing it. But for some people, and this is why I stick to people have to stay in their lane. Hold on one second. Because when I say it, because I just want to finish it so that it's not taken misconstrued. This is why I believe in you have to stay in your lane. If you are someone that understands emotion and communication, you can't be with somebody who doesn't have that. And so that's more what I mean. So yes, action is words to some, and that works for some. But if you need both, or you value other things, then you need to go with somebody who values something else. That's more what I'm saying. But
the communication is just a weaponized. What communication and the word leadership is extremely weaponized in our community. When we say I want a leader, or I want someone to communicate, because it typically mean I want somebody that does what I want them to do, and I want somebody to say what I want them to say. But if we both aren't communicating specific, we just don't communicate at all, and we have to demonstrate to ourselves before. Everybody said, in order to be able to say I love you, I have to show it first. Then I can use the word. We'll have a much better community. I can't say I love you unless I show it, and you can't say you love me unless you show it. And then we go, hey, you know what? You can use those words now. And you know what, people, do y'all remember, depending on your age, do y'all remember when it used to be like that? Like, you didn't say those words until the person was demonstrating it, or vice versa. Whereas people just started throwing it around because they were looking so much for attention, for validation, for someone to be in their lives, because like having somebody is love, regardless of what they're doing, because you didn't have somebody. So in today's society, if we're going to go in progression, actually nobody should ever be able to say they love you unless they show it, and then they can say it.
Right, but that's also what I mean. Like, showing comes also with communication. I think that is also an action as well.
No, it
And
doesn't.
I get what you're saying on we use communication as a weapon, but I also, emotional intelligence and communication is not a weapon. That is something that should be actively, if that's what you're pursuing. But it sounds like you prefer to be action oriented, and that's totally okay.
That's not what I'm saying.
Let me just say this, Ashley, so you can understand what Ali is saying, right? First of all, you can definitely love somebody and not love yourself. A lot of people hate themselves. The only way they feel alive is by pouring into other people what they literally don't have, is working themselves to death, putting kids on things they can afford, and just go ahead and try to survive. A lot of parents, the only thing they actually have in life is they love their kids, and they don't love themselves. They don't love where their life went. They don't have no dreams anymore, but they truly pour into their kids because they see a window for them too. So you can definitely pour from an empty cup. And the second one is this, right? You have a lot of parents that are not present. They say, "I love you, I miss you, oh my God, my baby." We see this with the Instagram post. The dad that is around, but every time he posts a picture, every time he sees the kid, look at my son. I come from an African background. Neither my mom or my dad said, "I love you." They said when I was a kid and and now, because they are older, they're on the 60s and 70s. If I say that to them, like it looks like a glitch. They start to acting like he's like, stop, right? Because they don't know how to say these things. They weren't raised how to say these things. But I see my dad at 75 with the busted knee, right? Kind of having a good life now because there's time to have friends and all that, but he barely can walk. That's what is love to me. You busted yourself into a situation where your kid now are in a better place and can achieve more things and be greater than you did yourself. I don't need an "I love you." I don't need I need actions. And I rather have parents, brothers, friends that never say "I love you," that never say "I miss you," but they keep day in and day out showing up every time you need, than having these motherfuckers because they are terrible love bombers. "Oh, baby, I love you. I'm proud of you," and all of that. But if I go ahead and I ask you for something, you are always busy. You can never around, and you actually just being a performative friend, a cosplaying friend that is only around because you have nothing better to do. Because as soon as you have, I don't even see you anymore. So
you know what?
Maybe I misunderstood, or maybe I misspoke when I said it. I'm saying is it needs to be a twofer for people that are deciding that. Like, I don't think it should just be communication. It needs to be action and communication for what I'm looking for. And that's what I meant about staying in lanes. So if you, Fatty, you choose to have action oriented only, and that works because that's for what you want. So when you look for somebody, you're not looking for that emotional connection in that sense. You're just looking for action.
Can I ask you something real quick? Can I ask you something real quick? Just very quick. Yeah. Okay. If I every day show you, but I don't know how to communicate myself to you in a loving way, because I'm a man, I'm not a defective woman. When women say I want a man that is a good communicator to express love, they usually ask for a man that moves and behaves like a woman, the romantic guy. Let me express your feelings to you. Let me tell you what is going on in my mind. Let me tell you how much I miss you.
Emotional intelligence isn't
woman romanticize communication. Because I can sell you a dream, and as soon as I close the door, go fuck on another woman.
Oh, Lord.
The man that is showing you love is the man that means what he says and says what he means. He might be short when it comes to words. He might not be the guy that is always going to be lovey-dovey and perform like romantic actions and say those things. But he wakes up every day without no doubt. Every time you ask him for food, he brings food home. Every time you ask to go someplace, he tries to make his hardest to actually get you there. That's the man that loves you. So why do you crave so much the communication if that man on a daily basis is always showing you that he truly cares for you and he loves you? Why do you need the words part of thing? And Ashley and then DeeDee, please. Why do you need them?
Ashley.
For me personally, because that's the lane that I want to be in, I do not see communication as a weakness. That is actually something that's strength and brave. And that is something that I expect intellectually with who I'm dating. For other people, that works for them. It doesn't work for me. You can be great and only action oriented. And I've had that in my life and I had to leave. I think they're a great person. That's just not something that I want. If we can't communicate and you struggle with even telling me that you like me or that you love me, and that's just basic. I think that's bare minimum, honestly, but that's per choice. I don't want that type of relationship where I have to feel quiet for the next 60 years and we can't have a real conversation about anything. I can't talk to you about anything because the only thing that you're going to do is action oriented with me. I want a best friend in the sense of we have emotional intelligence and a connection that way, as well as action-oriented love as well. And I think that that helps also when you raise children, because when children grow up and then they don't know how to express themselves, then we roll into what's currently playing out in real time in society as men and women aren't able to communicate and move forward because we don't know how to say certain things and move action-wise, which is why we end up with not staying in our lanes.
But isn't that your job? If I'm the rough, I can express no love in a talkative way and all that. Shouldn't you be the lovey-dovey, kiss him on my cheek, show your kid how to be feminine and show love and pour love into me while I show how to be strong and how to actually do what you need to do for my like? Shouldn't that be your job? Why do we have both to be lovey-dovey? Like I said, and sorry, DeeDee, for cutting you off. Women in 2025 think men are defective women. If we don't emote the way you emote, if we don't talk the way you talk, go tell your friend that you love her and let her say I love you back. Of course, I'm going to say I love you. Of course, I'm saying I'm proud of you. But what more do you want from me? Right? Like, it's not doing
that. You know what I mean? Call me greedy then on that sense. But I'll let DeeDee, and then I think Jamin.
I get what you're saying, Ashley. I get what you're saying. But from my experience, most men don't move like that. Most men are not that talkative. They don't express themselves the way we do. They have a certain way about themselves. Listen, I had this issue with my husband. I had this issue. I thought, he wasn't communicating enough. That's just not who he is. Now, yes, he's expressed to me that he loves me. Yes, but he's not telling me that every single day. And, I think personally, your love speaks through your actions, what you do, how you show up. I don't have to, it's just me personally, but because I get where you're coming from. But I'm just saying, from my experience, I don't need him to. At first, I was like that. I'm like, well, you don't communicate enough. I felt like I needed that. But as I grew, as I got better within myself, I don't need him to tell me every day he loves me because I know he does. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He shows me. I don't need to. It's almost like at first I needed that validation. Why? Because guess what? I come from a household where I was not told that I was loved on a daily basis. So that's probably why, I needed that. And so, but I didn't, as I learned better, I realized I didn't need him to constantly tell. It was something I was lacking. It's something I had to work on. And so, because we didn't grow up saying, I love you. I didn't grow up in a household where that was, told to me and my siblings on a daily basis. We didn't have it. We didn't have it at all. And it wasn't shown either. So just think about that as that was me. So, and so I had to learn that I don't need, I have a loving husband. I have a man that shows me, he shows up, he's there and he's supportive, all of the things. But I had to realize I don't need that validation on a daily basis because he shows it. So to me, the actions speaks for itself. The actions of the person shows the love that they have for me, the things that they do and how they show up. So I realized I didn't need that validation all the time. So I think sometimes it's not always the men who lack the communication. It's the women a lot of times who don't have it, but we're constantly looking for it from that person because we lack it. So that was just my experience.
Yeah, and I think too, maybe we're just honing in. Maybe we're just honing into on just saying I love you and that type of validation, and that's not exactly also what I'm expressing. That is great, and I get what you're saying on like needing to hear that because I completely understand. I didn't really grow up in a household that I saw my parents do that often, but I received it often. And so it's not the validation of you saying that I love you. It's the communication in the sense of all aspects. I'm not expecting my man to be, hey girl, and we kiki on the couch. That's not what I'm saying.
Give me an example, Ashley. Sorry for interrupting.
Sure.
Can you put it in actions? What is an example of a man showing you love verbally, or kind of like what would be, or the way that you are describing it? Let's put it wide open so you can actually tackle that. Like, give me an example of what that will be.
Okay, so let's say that you're getting to know somebody, right? And so you're communicating, you're learning about like the things that their values and things like that. right? Because actions right now aren't going to work because we need to communicate on what you see. So if we're going to talk about North, let's circle back to that picture, right? And we're then going to discuss how we feel about it to then see how we are parenting, how that person sees parenting. This is also what I mean about communication, where I need to know what you feel and see with this, so then we can both understand of how our parenting goes. So that's what I more mean about communication.
But there's not love, there's parenting. I will definitely talk to you about Araki's dress. The only thing you're not going to get is, go ahead, DeeDee.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference.
That's just a regular, that's something you should be able to do. You should be able to have those that's a conversation about other things, but I thought it was you was talking more like, the love part and all that. But no, that's just a conversation that you normally supposed to be able to have. If you can't talk about those things, then I think that's another issue,
Right. And so I was trying to full circle as like, that's what I mean about emotional intelligence and communication. So yes, you're showing your actions and love and other things, but the communication needs to sit there of like, so maybe I was misunderstanding you, Fatty, because how you're explaining it of how you want your relationships is more like you don't talk. Like it's more just like,
may I get in here?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to clarify this. My parents definitely talk, because when I was younger, I would go across the room and they would be talking in front of us. They wouldn't talk about nothing. That's what it say. Like I don't need to see them being lovey dovey. I love you, baby. I love you too. Like I don't need
That's a cultural thing too.
Yeah, but they can clearly, because I know they talk, because I say, hey mom, I'm going to do this, but don't tell that. And as soon as that room closes, the next day, hey, I heard you were doing that. So they be talking.
Exactly.
They just don't overtly express love in front of you, because that's that was how we was raised. And I think I interrupted somebody, and I think King wants to talk on Sensei. We're going to read the super chats after they're done, and then we moved on to a little bit more nasty topic. Rampage Jackson kind of pulverizing somebody. Is his fault or is just a bad kid? Let's go with that. Please go ahead, Jay.
Yes. So I wanted to talk on two things: the love part and emotional intelligence. For one, we have to remember that love is a verb. Love does it. It's incorrupted in a sense. We're humans, we're imperfect people, so we can't necessarily give perfect love. Only God can do that. However, we can't give imperfect love. So when it comes to love being a verb, you don't actually love me if you beat me upside the head. But you do love me if you are continually trying to do better when it comes to the communication piece, when it comes to showing up, when it comes to the perfect love, again, outside of toxicity. So when it comes to emotional intelligence is not only about blabbing. Okay, I want this, I want that, because you can be all talk, but your talk is cheap. So emotional intelligence also comes into learning how to read your husband, reading your wife, reading the room. People love to say, read the room, but they don't know how to read the room themselves. They don't know how to read the environment of their relationship. They don't understand how to read how their man is not happy in their relationship, because it's all about me, how I want you to communicate to me and with me and for me. But how are you showing up? How are you communicating? How are you in placing that verb of love and showing up in the relationship? So if you're saying, oh, I just really want some chocolate and a foot rub, if he's coming home later with some chocolate and giving you a foot rub, but you never hear I love you, that man loves you.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's a verb. If you constantly, and I'm not just necessarily talking to you, Ashley, but I am talking about the talking point. Mm-hmm. If he's showing you by showing up, by doing the things that you need, all of those things, that is love. Because again, he can say he loves you, but if he's beating you upside the head, if he's unreliable, if you, for example, have a graduation and he's not showing up, oh, I forgot, that's not love. He's selfish. So we have to get out of the definition or the thought process of this is how I want you to love me, because that is a selfish love, but more so tap into the selfless side of love. And that's where the sacrifice comes in. That's where we can talk about sacrifice then.
Compromising.
Right. Sacrificing my bad attitude, me wanting to cut up, because I understand my emotions and how I show up can affect the environment, the atmosphere in the house. Me sacrificing what I want to do. I want to go on a girls trip, but I know 2 of my friends that I'm going to go with, they always end up in somebody's bed or over drinking, and it's not going to be good because they're going to influence me to also be a bad girl. I'm going to sacrifice that want by I'm going to stay home. I'm going to go on a trip with my family. You see what I'm saying? So again, we have to understand love is an action. It isn't always about what you speak, but it's about what you do. And then let's remember that emotional intelligence is about more than just the communication piece, but you reading the room and how you show up. But with that, that's all I got. And I'm
completely agree. Thank you so much for coming through. But
I appreciate that.
Again, I love the conversation and your perspective is valued. But this is a thing I think a lot of times we don't get to communicate in relationships because of how something can go the wrong way for somebody communicating. But the relationship, we already admit, majority of women are leading, Ashley. And especially most women ain't getting no relationships unless it's benefiting them some kind of way. So majority of times when we have these communications, it's about you want more things, you want more validation, you want more reassurance, you want more control. What kind of confuses me a lot of times, women will say they don't need no man, or they're strong and independent, they doing all better all by themselves. But now you're in a relationship with a whole person that's advocating for you, catering to you, supporting you, and you're saying he's not communicating. And I think a lot of times what it ends up being is insecurities that end up ending the relationship, because a lot of women, where something is calm and they go, this is boring, they end up looking for a problem where there isn't one. And we see it all the time, because if you're already, this guy has given up his life to be with you, especially if a guy has a certain reputation and he's a certain type of caliber guy in society, we're already adjusting our life to you. And then you're going, hey, he's not communicating. What is it that you're assessing in your life when you have somebody already there with you? And not you personally, I mean to like the women in general. I don't want to make it about you, but a lot of times there will be no problem. It's the most calm you ever been. And you may have never even been in a place of peace to really address all the things you were thinking about in your life and what you went through. And now that you feel uncomfortable with this peace, hey man, you're not communicating. You're not reassuring me. You're not making me feel good, but there's no problem at all. You know how many times I be doing my coaching sessions? My experience is mental health, especially with women. No disrespect to you as well too. And it ain't because of the man was bad. It's because a lot of things that you were supposed to see, you didn't see from a mother or the woman in your household, showing you how to love a man loving a woman, how she redirects, how she nurtures, how she's order, how she keeps everything together, how she's always strong. If that's her purpose, she fights every day and loves waking up every day to be a wife, to be a mother, to be on her purpose, because it confuses us when you're not with us and you have no help. I'm good. I'm happy. Soon as this man gets in your life, you're stressed and going, hey, he's not communicating. He's not emotionally available. I'm tired. I need a break. It confuses men drastically, especially when you have somebody assisting you now. So I think a lot of times when a man is giving you chaos, when he's cheating, when he's causing all this dysfunction in your life, a lot of women will spend time trying to validate themselves with this guy versus a guy that gives you everything you ask for, and you're making him a problem because of what you have in your mind.
I definitely agree with some people, because a lot of us are raised up on survival rather than being in healthy, calm relationships, and they understand chaos. I think I've also, speaking for myself, that's not something that is affecting me anymore. I've definitely worked on myself to be pulled out of that. And because I was pulled out of my survival mode, this is something that I now see as I personally need. And I agree with what the ladies are saying on how men are and how they're moving and how it's a verb and what we put into it. And so I don't want it to get misconstrued of when I say what I'm asking for is I want you to tell me that you love me, and I'm looking for validation. That's not all what I'm saying. It's mostly directly with what these women are saying, that I think that a lot of men currently are struggling with, because we don't know how to express our emotions and we don't know how to even show actions in the way that could be understood that is healthy. And so I think that's more where I was saying, so it's probably coming from a place of what I have currently, some of the things that I've been seeing, and then some of the things that I'm now experiencing. And maybe that's more of why I was expressing of like, that's great that you show me, but like, if we can't even have conversation, then that's where my disconnect comes in. And it's not because I'm looking for chaos, because that's not what I want. It's because if I see as a partner that something I need to go with is somewhere where I know that we are on a good page and we have a full understanding to where we then can, what DeeDee was saying, where we can then, or maybe it was, the other lady, read each other, Janae, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Read each other. That's where that stems from for me. And I feel like when we're starting off with a lot of relationships now in society, that's not what's happening anymore. Like,
I kind of want to cut in here when you get done with that because I got something to say about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So communication in the courting stages, when you're talking to a woman, it's not rewarded. This is why so many guys are stuck in that Mysterio phase. When you're courting a woman and you're being 100% honest about everything you feel. Oh, I can't stop thinking about you. Oh, I was thinking about introducing you to my mom. I know it's been 24 hours, but I'm just head over here. You can't communicate all this shit.
It sounds ill.
So this is the thing. You start off as Mr. Mysterious. She falls in love with you because you're so fucking mysterious. At the end of the day, you are the man who she fell in love with. So you continue to be Mr. Mysterious. You're not bleeding your heart out. You're not wearing your heart on your sleeve like those guys that she passed up to be with you because you're Mr. Mysterious. So at the end of the day, a lot of guys, they get stuck into that mode, which I understand why they do. And communication becomes a thing where it's like the guys that over communicate get demonized worse than the guys that don't communicate at all. I'd rather be a guy that doesn't communicate at all than be one of these guys wearing their hearts on their sleeve. And then every time I look around, my woman's laughing at me because I'm crying about something. So I think a lot of guys are just trying to avoid being that guy, being Mr. Nice Guy. And then that's what we get. We get unresolved relationships where communication is a factor that, people just don't know what to do.
I think it also plays a part in something we have to understand with men, and something I really just realized is that men don't feel comfortable communicating until they literally feel comfortable being vulnerable with the woman that they're with, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we as women, not even knowingly, right? We don't create a space that lets a man be vulnerable. So he will always have his guard up, and you're saying, I want you to communicate, share your feelings, share your emotions with me like you share them. But the world, for the most part, is our oyster. We can share our feelings all the time. Like King just stated, men get demonized a lot for their feelings. So until you create a true space where your man feels comfortable doing that, you're not going to get the communication that you want. And I 100% understand you, Ashley, right? Because I'm that way. I'm a communicator. Communication is so important to me. And honestly, it's so important because I feel like when we're old, gray, our kids are gone, our sexual body parts no longer work, all we have is communication. What else will we have? So if I can't talk to you, then I can't be with you. But the only way I can truly have a best friend and my partner as a man, right, who will want to communicate on the level that I want him to communicate on, I have to make sure I'm providing a space where he doesn't feel judged by what he says, and where I am not being defensive from the things that he says as well. Because sometimes we have to look at ourselves and how we respond to them communicating to us. If we respond in a way where we're defensive, which most women are, I'm not talking about you, I don't know your situation, but a lot of women, we get defensive when people criticize us, period, when they say something we don't like. So when you're in a space that's supposed to be peaceful, a man is going to try his hardest. The minute he sees that you'll get defensive, he'll back up from it. He doesn't want to cause extra chaos in his peace, which is his home. So he'll keep from communicating and just show up in ways that shows that he loves you. So all I'm saying, and I'm not sure if you've done this, but when you're looking for that in future relationships or the relationship you're in, just be cognizant of how you are showing up in that space and allowing the space to be open and trusting for him as well.
One more perspective. One more perspective, because those are two phenomenal perspectives. But let me give you another perspective. What if he say, I don't like you don't cook but once a week. I don't like that I don't get some but 3 times a week. I don't like I need to tell you something more than once to get you to do something for me. Like, men will continue to do their job, but because we love you. But if I don't get rewarded, if I don't get my communication addressed and supported with no follow through, why would he want to communicate with you? He's not going to go anywhere with his love because he love you. But if every time he communicates, there's no follow through, there's no catering, there's no support, why would he want to communicate? Those two perspectives is phenomenal, what King was saying and what Ty was saying. But just think about how much men can actually go into his home right now. Brothers, go at home and go, hey, you know what, babe? I'm gonna communicate. I don't like that the clothes is on the floor right now. I don't like that I don't get my favorite meal every Fridays. I don't like that you didn't give me some when I woke up this morning. How many women do you think are gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna take care of that right now. I'm gonna do whatever you asking. And a man go, damn, baby, whatever you want to communicate about, let's keep communicating. How many women you think will actually respond positively, nurturing and loving to a man expressing himself and communicating honestly in that way?
Yes, I'm going to ping off both for Ty and yours. So for Ty, I think for me, as because I'm just speaking for, I guess, a certain group of people. And I think because we're also used to, because of how society is, that every person kind of is moving in that certain way. So for me, I do create a very positive and safe environment. And I think that's why I'm verbalizing of what I'm seeing and running into, because I do feel like we need to talk about it more, because there are people that do create that environment and still continue to run into people that have been hurt and so aren't acting in that form. So I do build that. And I think that if more people started expressing that they do that, more people would start feeling safe in the space that they can do that. Now you have to pick the right person for that, blah, 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 whatever we can call it, rare, yada, yada, yada. But then to bounce off of Ali, I think, and I am looking at myself as perspective. Don't think I'm just being like, very like, no, I don't see that. I've taken a lot of time so I completely get what you're saying. And then Ali's, and I think that this comes down to communication of kind of what I'm saying in that sense of what I mean by it is, if that's something that you expressed and we move that accordingly like that, then this is something that of course that you'd be okay with doing, because that's how you already have in your relationship. And honestly, it might've been because you fell off a little bit rather than it being you were basing something that hasn't happened your entire relationship, but now that's something that you're asking for. Because usually how you would see a relationship is either the things that you've already been putting in place moving into your relationship. So it shouldn't be a shock when it's being brought up, or it should be just a conversation of like, damn, Dave, I think you've kind of fallen off a little bit. Like, this is what we used to do. Like, what's going on with you? And that's what I mean by communication is you're seeing the things that are happening, and yet you've built your relationship to be this certain way. So when you come to me and you tell me that I'm not doing something, obviously then I have fallen off somewhere, and then we need to talk and communicate about why that specific reason is happening so that we can move forward and I can be better for you. You could be better for me. That's the kind of safe space that I'm like trying to.
So, hey, King, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of times women will think that they great communicators when we sit in a room and just listen and go, okay, yes, babe, you know what? You right. A lot of times women will think men are phenomenal communicators, just validating and responding to what you're saying in the room where he ain't said nothing. Even on first dates or second dates or third dates, all the men go, for real?
Yeah,
you don't say, oh my God, that girl crazy. Man, your job crazy. Like women will go, oh, he's such a great communicator. It's rarely about what the man has to say. And I'm going to tell you this, and Ty know it, D know it, Ashley know it. When we not talking to you, men love to talk. And y'all say men talk too much. Brothers will come on these panels talking people ear off. Brothers will talk each other ear off to each other. Men don't talk their ear off to their, a lot of times to their women, because they don't listen. And it goes unnoticed. And when they're vulnerable, when they communicate, it's not met with love. It's not met with a correction. And it's not met with saying, you know what, babe, we can work on that. Whatever you want. It's not.
And I got something to add to that too. Sometimes it's just not necessary. Like say a guy is losing money doing something and he knows he has to correct his ways in order to make more money. It's not necessary for your woman to know that, because that's something you have to fix at the end of the day. You're only going to make her worry. As a man, you're supposed to be a leader in the leadership role, right? I don't know who all play football. When you're playing football, you have a team captain. You got quarterback. You got everybody on the team, right? If your team captain knows y'all are going to lose, that's going to affect the morale of the team, right? So as a man, you are the captain. You're not supposed to affect the morale of your relationship in a negative way, even if that means that sometimes you just don't say shit when certain shit you know is up and you can handle it. You just don't say it. I saw a post a long time ago about a guy saying that he lost his job for 3 months and his girl never knew because he had money stacked up and he just got another job. His girl never knew. There was no changes in his lifestyle. There was nothing going on because he had enough money to where the lifestyle couldn't change at all. And it's like, at the same time, he didn't communicate, but I think he did the right thing, because that young lady didn't worry about anything at the end of the day. She wasn't supposed to worry about that. She's not built to worry about that type of stuff. So when you have miscommunication, I think that's a key too. No, it gets mixed in.
Just to play devil's advocate in this, just like you had the example of where the man lost his job for 3 months and the wife never knew. There are also many stories where men have lost their jobs, you know, their lifestyle jumps down, and then all of a sudden the whole family is killed or they kill themselves. You know, I've heard like I like ID channel. Okay. Just to preface that with that. So
Okay.
those type of situations, and my first thought is always, why would you decide to kill your entire family instead of just letting your wife know what's going on? Because in
That's
today's
crazy.
society, right? Like,
Mhm.
I understand that you are the leader, but a woman is here to be your helpmate. So when you've gotten
Mhm.
to the point in life where you feel like you can no longer help yourself, you don't just end it, or now you have no solutions. No, you turn to the person that's put into your life to help you. And in today's world, let's be honest, most of us don't have the privilege of just leaning on a man to figure out everything himself. Most women are out here figuring out as well. We also work. We also know how it is to pay bills and handle things. So you should have a partner that you should lean on. Now, no, you're not going to come to her and tell her every woe that you have and every issue you have, right? Especially if you feel like you could figure it out. But once you get to the point where you have exhausted most of your options, not even all, I feel like most of your options, you should start then negotiating with your wife. This is what I'm thinking about. This is the issue. Can you help me out with that?
I want to
You know,
respond to you, Taj.
I think it all comes down to two things. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go. I'm sorry about
No,
that.
go ahead.
I think it all comes down to two things: how I look at my woman, right, versus how she looks at me. How I look at my woman when she says, "Babe, I'm scared." I still think she's beautiful. I still think she's feminine. I still think she's amazing. How my woman looks at me when I say, "Babe, I'm scared." Now I'm losing my masculine touch. Now I'm losing my leadership. Now I'm losing who she thought I was. Me being scared affects me more than it will affect her in both of our eyes. So even though both of us can say the same thing, babe, I lost my job and I'm worried. And then she says the same thing, babe, I lost my job and I'm worried. These are two separate things going on, even though the same thing happened to both of us. This is why men fault to not communicate sometimes, because honestly, it doesn't affect us in the same way.
I think that all comes down to your partner and the type of woman that you're choosing. Just like Ali, the other Ali, stated earlier, right? If you have a woman whose core is good, right? Like she just genuinely loves you and what you provide outside of your financial state, then no matter where you are, that woman is going to stand beside you and won't see you as anything less than. You're going through a hardship in life. That's not your personality or your identity. That is a situation that you're going through. And it's the type of woman and the caliber of woman that you choose, right? That it should really, she should still be there regardless. If you turn to your woman, you've had a job, you've been holding her down, holding the house down, and now you're going through a hard situation, and the first thing she does is look at you and you feel like she's now looking at you as weak or less than a man, or she's treating you as such, you should get rid of that woman because she was never of value to begin with. You should have never even been with that woman. That's how that's honestly how I feel. But a woman who's going to help you rebuild, because something that you built before can be rebuilt again. And now that both of us are here, it's going to be even better.
So
right?
Ty, the problem is that that's most women. What King Ali is saying is absolute. You want my emotions until I show you the red room. This is the 50 Shades of Grey. You have a mansion, don't go to the red room. That room is just for me. When I open that door, don't cry, don't complain. When imagine a man saying exactly what he feels. Like that's a great example. I actually don't think I saw anyone say that. I am scared. There's this like for a man to say that to a woman, you are going to put the fear of God on her because you're like, what the hell? If you are scared, what about me? What about the kids? There's some things that you should never say to a woman, and this is what we're talking about. Is it's women are fetishizing men's feelings. That's literally what it is. They are fetishizing men's feelings. They want to know so bad what is inside of that red room, but when they open the door and they see all the paraphernalia in the wall and the bed with the like, we have some nasty things inside of our heart that we don't want to show nobody, especially our woman. That's why we use the woman that we believe as our host as outlets. I can say whatever to you. I don't care about you. But there's some things that are just for us because I know if these things scare me as a man, if I instill this in your head, you are never going to look at me the same. Because once again, I don't have the me, Ali, any man, we don't have the luxury to be scared. We don't have the luxury to say, I have no idea how we're going to get out of this hole. Like, I don't have the luxury to say, hey, baby, I'm extremely wounded. Go ahead and take care of business for the rest 3 years because I know my mama died and I don't know how to handle these. Like, we don't have that luxury. We have to wake up every day, put the pants 1 feet at a time, and still go to work, still do our things. So, once again, I believe that women really want to get that part of us because we will give our wallet, we will give our freedom, we will give our body before we give anything of that. I'm just saying, I think this is one of those situations of be careful for what you like. Be careful what you wish for, because the day that you actually meet a man that puts everything on the table, I mean 90%, hey, here it is. We have some people on our space that they're called red pill raging because they ingested something that they can digest, and that brings a lot of pain, a lot of anger, right? Imagine now a woman ingesting emotions that she has no stomach whatsoever to digest. We are going to be in trouble, right? And this is what a lot of women don't understand is you are asking for an emotion sandwich, and I will put a emotion. You're going to get the whole thing. No, I'm full, baby. I can't. No. Eat everything. No, you're going to eat everything. You asked me for it. You're going to eat everything. And this becomes resentful. This becomes, why are you doing this to me? This becomes, you should do your job as a leader. This becomes, why am I even with you? If you're as scared as me, why am I with you? And once again, I know that a lot of women don't agree with what I'm saying until they actually been through it. Until they wake up and they see a man crying, and they'll, instead of being the, oh my God, baby, oh, why are you crying?
To the woman that you're dating.
No, this is facts, though. He's talking facts.
I mean, you guys I feel like we're exacerbating too what's being said because you like to push the narrative of like
Ashley, just one second, because I talk about this experience all the time, right? Mm-hmm. My second girlfriend, she was like I'm 6'2" something. She's like a tiny bitty 4'10" in a good day. And when we were 21, we were working out Pizza Hut. And she always was like, oh my God, every time we fight, I'm always the one crying. I'm always the one like being affected. You don't like me like that. And I was going through something happened and all that. And while we were working, I broke down. And I sat on the floor and started crying. And when I look up, because it's probably the first time in my life I'm looking up because she's a tiny person, right? She's smiling about it. And then she starts crying uncontrollably. Like she starts smiling about it. I got him. It's finally showing that he cares about me. But then she doesn't know how to deal with those emotions. So she gets embarrassed and she starts crying. And this is what we're talking about. 1 second. And this is what we're talking about. We giving our emotions to women. Every man that goes through that shit knows I'm not doing this anymore. Because you can't handle this. If me expressing my emotion is going to alter your emotional being, and now we both people crying on the car, that better be our wedding day, and we be better riding to Las Vegas. Because if he's not, that's going to bring us trouble. And I truly don't understand, Ashley, once again, why do women crave the red room when they know as soon as they get inside of it, they're going to feel mad about it?
It's so I think let's base it off of that girl that you just mentioned, right? Yes. You knew that she was already toxic before you even got to the point of you crying.
No, that's not toxic.
You said that you guys were fighting often, which means
I actually did. Now, 1 second, please. I will clarify for you.
Okay.
What happened is people have disagreements, and she's an emotional person like most women. So when things actually get heated, I'll remain the same because I'm actually very comfortable with confrontation, and she will cry because she's a woman. That's what happens. And in her point of view, she was the only one that loved on that relationship because her way to express distress is crying. And because I don't cry, you don't love me like that. But when I actually showed that I care about by expressing the same way she craved about, instead of she's embracing that, she was repulsed by it. She didn't add the, oh my God, like, and this is most women. Y'all will care, and we will crave.
Women are hardwired. Like
but respectfully, then you got it. it truly matters why we crying. Like why we crying.
She gonna call you right back. I'm texting.
Why are we crying is more important than we crying. Because if I cry about something that you don't approve, I'm going to be in a massive amount of trouble. So how do I know if this is the right situation to cry or this is the okay situation to like how do I know? I better not do it in front of you, because if I have 50-50 chance of this going actually left, why should I take that chance and put you in danger too? Because now we put people crying on the car. Like, why do that?
Sure. I think if you want to take the time to figure that out, and I'm sorry that happened to you also, because that's not.
No, there's not a traumatic experience. There's just a day-to-day.
I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying I apologize, because it's what these actions are what have led people up into their feelings now of why they don't want to express themselves. So it is unfortunate that those things happen. And so how you want to take it, and I feel like we go into this mass thing about like, well, I'm going to tell my whole world in the red room and blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't need to be overnight. That's not at all what I'm saying either. This is something that you build in your relationship to get to. And that's kind of what I was coming at the beginning. So I don't want to drag it on about how you get to where you are in your relationship. Do I think that every man should not have emotions? No. Do I think that you need to choose the right women to do that? Absolutely. I completely understand where you guys are coming from, but you feel that you don't feel safe for. Now, I do think that there are women out there who will let you feel safe. You guys can take it how you want to. I'm not going to cry on your shoulder every 2 days, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you guys would do that normally. So all I'm saying is, if you find the right person, that is possible. And you
never know what the right person is, because Ashley, and
I understand.
And again,
I don't think it's about feeling safe.
A king and ladies, see if we agree. Have you ever met somebody that you thought he was the right person, he was a good person, until they were not?
Of course.
Every single one of us started dating the good girl. Not every time, but for the most part, we thought we were dating a good girl until she was a bad girl. We thought we were dating a good boy until he was a bad boy. We thought, like, most of people are going to present themselves in a certain type of way. And you say, oh, I think I feel vulnerable. I think I feel this. I think I feel that. I think I can do these things. And then the same woman that you think you are vulnerable, the man, they are on Reddit saying, am I wrong for this? I was craving my man emotions until he actually showed my emotions. And now I don't respect him anymore. And now I feel the ick. And now I'll do this. Why am I going to put myself in danger by doing this? And you getting the visceral reaction, and all of a sudden you can never see eye to eye, because not because you don't want to do it, because you can do it. Like your brain just doesn't go there anymore. So why doing it? Why ask men to put themselves in danger when women can cry all the time and will not feel nothing about it? Like, why do that?
That's why I say it's a hard one.
And I come into counter with, you guys can choose whoever you want to choose. I know the type of space that I bring to it, so that's fine. And I completely understand why you guys feel that way. I'm not knocking it, and I get it. So you guys can move how you want to move. And it all started with what I was kind of going for in the lane that I was going. So I think that how you're moving is perfect for your lane, and how I'm moving is perfect for my lane.
I don't think it's purposeful. Like, I'm sorry, D, I keep cutting you off. You want to go?
Yeah, let me say real quick.
DeeDee and Fidelity, we get podcasts, we read super chats, and we go to the main event. Okay, friends. Thank you very much to the 500 people watching. Please like the video, like stuff for free.
I forgot what I wanted to say, really. I think I wanted to say, what did I want to say?
Emotions, be vulnerable, crying.
About men being emotional, or something I wanted to say at a time. I forgot. Damn. What I want to say is men don't damn it, what did I forgot.
I'll give you time, DeeDee. Don't worry about it. Just think about it for a second.
I said something and I want to respond to what she was saying. And I done forgot my damn it, but I think it was something along the lines of men not opening up and communicating all of their feelings. I personally, like I said, I went through this with my husband. I know what I want to say. He knew I could not handle what it was. He knew. So I think it boils down to knowing your person, knowing who they are, knowing what they can't handle certain things. So certain things he would not tell me because he knew that I would worry. I'm a worrier, so I would worry about certain things. So he knows certain things he would not tell me. When he finally tells me, he's already handled it. He's already taken care of it. Then I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Well, I didn't need to know certain. I think Fatty said that certain things I didn't need to know. He took care of it. Now I'm pretty sure if it was something more detrimental or whatever, he would communicate it. But certain things, they don't think it's necessary to tell you because they know you're gonna flip out, you're gonna be worried about it, and they just handle it. So that's why I'm saying certain things men just don't disclose to us. Like they don't think, and I think it's so. I don't think that's wrong with it. I think it's okay.
Yeah. That part I completely agree. But your husband then came to you later after and you talked about it and how he fixed and moved. And that's more of what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to pour your heart out to me and cry to me on the couch every Tuesday and Thursday. That's not what I'm saying.
No. You ask for emotions. You don't dictate the periodicity of what is going to. I made up that word. You are not going to dictate how many times per week I go to your couch and cry. You want emotions, baby. If I have to cry every day because my mama died, you are going to get that shit. And this is actually, once again, remember what I said about you asking for a sandwich, and there's the long one, the big one that you can eat in one try. You can dictate after you say, open to me, baby, and show my emotions, how many times a week I go to you. Either you get the whole thing up on your throat or you get nothing. That's all.
For you. And that's okay.
No, that's for you.
I don't even think you'd move like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. You're thinking of something. You're not even going to cry to yourself 10 days in a row.
Ashley, please. People go through things.
Absolutely.
A man that can provide is in pain. A man that can show love is in pain. A man that loses parents is in pain. A man that loses his kids is in pain. A man that loses a brother or a sister is in pain. You can tell me in one day, on Monday, baby, please show your emotions to me and be vulnerable because I will never do that to you. And then on a second try, hey, you better not be crying once a week to me. Or no, you get what I give you, and you have to stay there. You promise me. No. So
it's okay that we agree to disagree on it, Patty. I agree with where you're coming from and how you're moving.
I have a question for you.
I want to ask her a question too after this.
How many times can I cry to Ashley, not to overall woman, all the time? How many times can I come to Ashley and cry on her lap uncontrollably like a baby? The snot one coming out. Like, oh no, actually, I'll play for you. If you want my emotions, how many times per week or per month or per year, I'll let you decide. How many times can I go to Ashley and cry on her lap until she gets repulsed by me being a crybaby? How many times, Ashley?
There is no limit, but I also play into role of therapy. Let's be so real right now. I feel like you're blowing this up into like, I'm just going to be this child flapping around all the time. And you know that's not what I'm even talking about. We all have emotions within ourselves. You're not saying that your girl cries to you every day either and that you would stay. Be so for real right now. What I'm stating is there are parameters around everything. If you feel that you need to cry every day, why aren't we in therapy? Let's work on that. Let's work together to get you into therapy so that you can have someone to talk to you to express your emotions so you don't feel like you need to cry every day. There are ways around it. I don't think every man wants to walk around now. That's not, look, if y'all want to walk around every day and cry, I am so sorry that is what you guys are in your life right now.
Have you ever been depressed? Have you ever been on a state that you dread waking up and get out of that bed?
Absolutely. I had my
I want to cry every day. So now that I can get out of that bed because I'm on a state that I wish I could be dead instead of feeling these things, I will go to Ashley and give her exactly what she asked for. Feelings, not just a little glass. I will give her waterfalls. You are going to get so much water, you're going to drown on that shit. Ashley, can I do that to you and be with that like you because you love me, right? Or should I contain myself and refrain myself like all the people on the panel are saying because I'm going to drown you with the type of emotion that I have? Should I contain myself or should I just let it go?
I think we can just agree to disagree. We're going to go back and forth. You're going to try to, I feel like you're trying to push me into agreeing with you. And I
want to ask you a question, Ashley.
No matter what I say, it's not going to
let me make this.
I feel like we're all on the same page.
Let me make this statement. Let me make this statement. King Ali podcast. This is why men on this space say, be careful listening to women. They are going to tell you one thing up front, and then when they meet the monster, they are going to run from the hill. Ashley, based on what we're talking about, Ashley, I can trust you with my emotions.
And that's okay. That works.
No, Ashley,
I'm not in your lane, Fatty, and that's fine.
No, but Ashley, that's not the point, because there's 400, 500 people watching these, and they are listening to you too. So what you are going to tell to these men is, be vulnerable. Be okay with expressing your emotions. And that man is going to do that one time too much. And now he loses his family, his wife, his house, his kids, because he listened to Ashley. We can't do that.
Find your person. That's all.
King
Everybody
Ali,
is different. Everybody's gonna move differently. Move how you feel you should move in your own lane. Do not listen to me.
I literally listening to you.
I just want to ask you a question.
And now you are mad. I listen to you. Let's get King Ali, Mr. Beans, and then we go to the super chats. And once again, thank you very much for being a panel easy to moderate. When people are civil and are not savages, it's actually easy to have a conversation. So thank you very much for the decorum show. Yes, and this is clearly shots at people saying I'm a bad moderator. I don't have to moderate. I was 15 minutes out eating something, and everybody actually behaved with decorum. So thank you very much for the lovely panel we have today. King Ali, Mr. Beans, tomorrow, smoke show, 5 p.m. Pull up so I can punch you in the mouth. Go ahead, King Ali, you got this, and then Mr. Beans, super chats, and then we go to the Rampage Jackson situation.
So I just wanted to ask Ashley, because I like to bring it back to tribalism, because, you know, we're all just tribal when it comes down to it. Our basic DNA was hardwired in our brain, right? Hunters and gatherers, that's who we are. So if this was a basic tribe and your husband, or let's say your mate, was going out and he brought back nothing but a broken spear, he said, baby, I don't know how we're going to eat for the rest of the week. Versus if he came back and said, babe, I broke my spear, but then I fixed it. And then I killed a boar. Now here's food for the rest of the week. Which situation do you think is going to garner more respect from the woman? The first one where he came home and said, I don't know what I'm going to do because I broke my spear. The second one, right?
I was agreeing with DeeDee as well when she had mentioned that her husband didn't talk about it at the time and then talked to her later about it. I'm not saying every 2 seconds. Everybody has their own way of expressing emotions. What I'm saying is to have a person that you can feel comfortable enough to, when you are ready to express them, however y'all want to hear it and see it, that's how you want to move. But I'm not saying that it's just go around crying everywhere. I'm saying find your person to where you feel comfortable enough to do that with, and to where when you feel comfortable, you can. That's all.
For a lot of us, it's ourselves. You know what I mean? It's just us and the big man upstairs. That's who we express our emotions to.
And that's okay. That's understandable, and I respect it. Yeah.
I will say this real quick, though, Ashley. I think, and to each his own, I'm not, everybody has their own thing. I think it shouldn't be a deal breaker, though, if you have a good guy and he's good to you and he treats you well, but he doesn't open up as much as you would like him to. Because a lot of men just don't, that's just not what they do. And, and I think if he wants to open up to you and come to you with certain things, he'll do it when he feels comfortable doing so. And also too, I think partly, and I guess we could say maybe it's in the nature of a man to that's just who they are. They're not gonna, cry and, open up in that way unless because, look, my husband has cried about some serious
like
stuff.
Death and things. I'm not asking for like going down the street. Right.
Yeah, but he's not crying every day about issues, and I know there's things that he got to deal with as a man, and that's just what that is. And so I don't, but trust me, in the beginning of our marriage, I was like, you don't communicate, you don't talk a lot, you don't do this and do that. I felt the same way. And I think most women, we think the same. We think like we need all this communication. We need them to talk and say all these things. And then you realize that's just not who most of them are. And honestly, I don't think we really want that. And I think that's speaking to Fatty's point. I don't think we really want him kumbaya and with us crying all the time. We're going to start looking at him sideways. If my husband was sitting down crying with me every time, Lord have mercy, I'm having this problem. Oh shit, I can't handle this. About that. If he kept doing that, I don't know, all the time.
That's not what I was talking about either. Fatty made it to where it sounded like I was just asking for all the time. I was not asking for that.
No. Now you were.
I agree exactly what you're saying, DeeDee.
No, Ashley,
just kind of flip my words.
Ashley, y'all think we are your besties. Your bestie is the one that
Look,
cries about everything. Your bestie cries about what happened on her job and what happened. No. Hey, Ashley.
your lane works for you, fatty. And I feel like
Ashley.
you're trying to
Let me,
convince me
Ashley.
that
Let
my
me
way
ask you,
doesn't work.
Ashley. Let me ask you this question, Ashley, and then so we can go to podcast and then go to super chat, right, Ashley? What you're giving is like is your double talking. It sounds like you're talking about the both sides of your mouth.
Okay.
Is every time I ask you quantify how many times I can cry to you, you say find the right person. Finding the right person. One second, please. Finding the right person is aleatory. In some points of of your relationship, that woman will like she would go through everything. You can tell her, let's go sleep on barbed wire. Yeah, baby, I love you. And at some point of their relationship, you can even breathe next to her, and she's like, "Oh, why are you doing that next to me?" This is relationships.
Yes.
So why are you telling people to gamble when you know for a fact that depending on the time of the relationship, there's going to be some times when I can go with you for everything, and there's going to be times with you I can say the bare minimum, and you are going to make a mess out of it. Why are you giving this advice that clearly puts men in danger? Because you know what happened, Ashley? You can cry 1,000 times to me, I never will lose respect for you because I know what women are. Yeah, cry babies. It's fine. Cry over the Lion King. Cry over the Notebook. Cry over the dog that you saw on the street. Oh my God! You can cry, and we don't lose respect for you. But I will guarantee you, Ashley, if every time I saw a lost puppy on the street, and I was like, the dog in the street, you would look at me like, bitch, what a bitch, bro. Why every time you saw a stray dog in the street, you cry like a bitch? You have a family, you have some kids. Why you keep doing this? You are putting men in danger by saying, show your feelings because you have no idea what that man actually feels.
What I also think is a little bit of lack of emotional awareness is when we talk about emotionals, all you talk about is crying instead of other things. There are other ways to express your emotions without crying.
No.
And we keep latching on to why I'm saying I'm crying. I'm not telling men to go out and start crying to everybody at all.
Ashley.
So I don't want it to be that. So
Ashley,
please don't turn it into
You really don't understand, man. Ashley, okay. I'm going to talk about myself, Ashley. I'm going to talk about myself. I'm living comfortably for probably the last 7 years of my life, right? Mm-hmm. My YouTube is blowing up. I'm seeing money on personal business and YouTube I never saw. And I am mad. I catch myself bitching for no reason. And I'm doing great. But something is pulling me to the side where I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I feeling this way? Crying is the best case scenario. I will snatch you. You are telling this man to be emotional next to you. You don't want to see the Hulk coming out of Bruce Banner. Crying is the best case scenario. Me going to you and saying, Angela's been mean to me at work is the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is Angela is being mean to me. My boss is being mean to me. My kids don't love me. So I'm going to put all my resentment, pain, and feelings on you. I'm going to grab you. I'm going to shake you. I'm going to call you bitches and hoes and da. You don't know men. Main emotion is anger. Is being on a state of mind when if something is wrong in my life, I will snap at you for the bare minimum. You don't want that, Ashley. So this is what I'm telling you and talking to you as a brother is you are going to get this guy that is emotionally and cry, and you are going to resent him until you met a man that his main outlet to emotions is anger, is violence, is pain. And then you're going to be on the news or on Instagram with a swollen eye complaining about how the guy that usually constrained himself and suppressed himself and suppresses emotions finally lashed out in a violent way. You don't understand, man, and you are putting yourself and another woman in danger when you say, go ahead, Fatty, go ahead, Ali, go ahead, Beans, show me your emotions. My main emotion is I need to smack somebody. And the reality is, once again, and I'll repeat it, if I am the man that you respect, I will control myself. I'll not scream at you. I'm not going to call you out. and I'm going to the basketball playground. I'm going to go to the jiu-jitsu mat. I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to express that outlet. When you are asking for you to be the main pipeline of my feelings, you yourself, you know what?
I'm listening.
No. You know what? I will say this, and just to wrap it up. Podcast, take us home. Shout out to Athena. Thank you very much for being super chats. I will say this so you understand what I'm saying, right?
I get it. Yeah. And thank you.
Do you notice how I'm expressing my feelings and I'm being met with opposition? Do you notice? No, 1 second. I'm just making sure that everybody sees this, right? A woman will say, express your feelings. I will express my feelings. And what I'm hearing is, oh no, not like that. Y'all not ready. Because
You're
even
really
on
turning
these
it on me like this, and that's
even on these panels, when we express our feelings, we always correct it like we are a defective woman. Why
been having a
doing
back and
this?
forth
Why you
conversation.
crying every day?
You've
Why
been
you
trying to
being
convince
mad? I'm just
Okay,
saying.
Patty.
I'm
Okay.
just saying. No.
All right. Understood. I see where this has went, and so I get it. And I appreciate you giving me the knowledge that you know, and thank you for everybody else on the panel for giving me the knowledge that they know. And then we can move accordingly.
Thank you very much for the dismissive tone after I express my emotions. And this is
Stop
why,
it. That is so unacceptable.
No. This is why men. This is why men keep. Ashley,
Do you? That's so
Ashley,
unfortunate. That's how you're
Ashley, you are not the villain. You are the average woman. Like this is no. I don't see it as malicious or evil. I think he's not intended. But this is what I'm talking about. Every
Okay.
time a man, even on public platforms, express their emotions, they are met with not like that. So if you're asking me to express my emotions and I have to cater the way I express them to the way that you feel comfortable about it, I will go to podcast. I will go to Ali and vent for him for 3 hours in the motherfucking phone because I know for a fact he's not going to feel no type of way about it after I talk with him. But if I have to cater the way I express my emotions to the way you feel comfortable about it, you get none of them. Go cry out to your bestie. Go talk with your bestie. I'm not the one for you because you are not ready to actually experience what a man truly feels in the bottom of his heart. You are not.
That is okay. What I feel like is you're trying to project that where I'm feeling is wrong. And I'm saying, okay, I completely understand. And we were having a candid back and forth conversation. But because I don't agree fully with saying, yes, you're exactly right, and I changed my whole opposition about it, you're now saying I am defensive. And I just find that interesting. And so now we can just leave it. I get it. Thank you for giving me the game.
And the dismissive and condescending tone is exactly what I'm talking about. No, please. Like you see,
let's just squash it,
Ashley.
Why are you putting it this way?
Hey, Ashley, we're doing too much, right? I myself doing too much. I don't want to beat the dead dog like I make it saying on the show. But I just want you to think about it.
I will think about it.
No.
Thank you for giving me the knowledge.
Just for a second, restrain yourself. It was about my feelings, and you made it about you.
I apologize for that. Okay.
And I'm not going to over pursue. I just want to pin it that like that. It was about my feelings. It was about men's feelings. And at the end of the conversation, it ended being about what the woman feels about my feelings, which is literally why King Ali, Ilkan Ali, DeeDee is saying is be careful what you put on a woman lap. Okay? Go ahead, Mr. Podcast, and then we go to the main event, Rampage Jackson son beating the living ish out of somebody. Go ahead, Podcast, and interrupt it, and then we go to the super chats.
What's going on?
How you doing, sir?
Somebody told me the other day that I have to stop complimenting women on panels because it interrupts the chastising that they're getting and rightfully deserving today. And I told him I wouldn't do that. So, Ashley, you look amazing today. Good seeing you. But I do want to ask you this question from earlier before we switch the subject. Do you think let me ask you if you remember. Do you remember when Lizzo went to that basketball game with the booty cheek out jeans on?
But that's okay. Go ahead. I didn't. But we can go from there. Yeah.
So she went to a basketball game with some jeans with the butt cheeks cut out, right? She got a whole lot of criticism about that. Do you think that criticism was people sexualizing her, or do you think they were just criticizing her because she had a butt out at a basketball game?
I think they were just criticizing because she had a butt out at a basketball game. And it's
Do you
not
think
what some people wanted to see? Yeah.
Do you think she thought that it was sexy?
Probably, that's why she wore it.
So the reason why I'm asking you that question, right? Oh wow, he actually found the picture.
What the fuck?
Right. So the reason why I'm asking you that question is because of the statement earlier about you think that it's the people sexualizing folks, in particular, maybe like Kanye's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And no, go ahead.
It was because Ali had mentioned of over sexualizing, and I feel like it was the same way of how I was saying it, but maybe it's how I gave it in that sense. When we are from a young age, women are taught that they need to dress a certain way because of boys and men, and that's still now to this day. Even as grown women, we are taught we can't wear certain things because of how we will be looked at, and that's more what I meant of like that over sexualization of when you're a child and you need to look like a child instead of looking like an adult, because now people are going to some people are going to see you as an adult, and so you need to cater to what that child is at that time and how to move forward. It's because she's a child. So that's more what I meant. Not that we have predators, there are some, but that's not everybody was looking at her like, oh, she's like they're a predator. No, we tend to over sexualize women at a young age. And so that's more what I was referring to.
So, and this is why, now I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my biggest gripes with the world. Sexy is an appearance, a vibration. It's something that you give off, right? Not everybody is sexy. Not everybody can pull it off. So I'll give you an example. People call me, they say I have a foot fetish because I'm always talking about feet and pretty feet and how I love feet. But 80% of the shoes that women own are shoes with their toes out. So who has the foot fetish, me or them? Who thinks feet really look nice, me or the women? So obviously they think their feet are sexy, and that's why they're walking around with their toes out, right? So even if I'm looking at the feet and I'm saying, oh, wow, those are amazing feet, I'm not sexualizing the feet. You sexualize them. And that's why I see them that way. Or they are sexy, because we all know it's some ugly feet women out here. Right? And we're not sexualizing or admiring those toes. So what my issue comes in at is and I'm not saying you're doing this, but I'm saying as in general, this whole thing always falls on the men.
I in no way said that it was men when I said
literally just said I'm not saying you're doing this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Like literally 3 seconds ago, right? I prefaced the statement by saying I'm not saying you're doing this, but I'm saying in general as a society, that's what we do. And I think that's I think at this point in 2025, we should have been moved beyond this. I thought those was fake titties on that picture of Kanye West's daughter. 12 years old and titties up here to her neck. How's that happening? Right? But then y'all explain to me, oh, she has this thing on that's forcing them to protrude that way. Oh, so somebody's trying to make her look that way. And then if I see it that way, I'm the problem? Oh, hell no. You're not going to do that to me. You're not going to do that to me. Right? So I just think with all this Me Too stuff that's been going on, and shout out to the people who did the TV show Good Fight. I just binge watched it. Awesome show. But after all this stuff that's been going on and understanding, you want people to understand what men at and what women are at and this and that, I think it's time for us to start understanding how we treating men. Don't demonize me for being attracted to what looks good. Right? The reason why I would tell my 12-year-old daughter not to dress like that is not because men are going to look at her. It's because she don't need to be dressed in a certain way to force men to look at her. It's not about stopping them from looking. It's about protecting her from even being in that situation. You're not even supposed to be wanting to be desired like this right now. You're 12. Go to school. I got you an Alvin and the Chipmunks book bag. Like, what the hell are we talking about? Right? That sounds crazy at 12, don't it? But I'm just saying, if you really want them to be kids, treat them like that. And then the other thing, very quickly, was to Ty, because Ty brought up love languages, and I used to be a fan of love languages because I loved how they were written. But I'm starting to realize that's some toxic shit. I'm starting to realize that love languages is very problematic, and they force people to be selfish, right? Because on the one hand, you will tell a person, well, this is my love language. But then when they say, well, this is my love language, and you can't capitulate to their love language, now we need to find people who can. This isn't promoting connectivity. This isn't promoting longevity, right? It's not promoting the thing that you're supposed to be more concerned about, which is your behavior in a relationship. If you're so focused on your love language, then you're focused about what you can get instead of being focused on what you're giving, because that's how relationships work. When each person is in a relationship, focused on the other person, making sure they're being who they can be. I never hear women say on any of these panels ever, when we talk about what is it that you're looking for in a relationship? Well, I'm looking for a man who could do this and do that and do this and be that and be that. It's never, I'm looking for somebody that I could be this for and do this for and give this to and share this with. It's never that. It's always what they're trying to get. And I think that's the same thing love languages do. It forces you to focus on what you want in a relationship instead of what you can be given in a relationship.
I just want to respond to you really quickly on that one, because I think, to me, it's really crazy how you view that. Not crazy how you view that. I actually understand how you view that, right? But I think it's all about perspective. Because in my opinion, I think love languages makes you become more selfless if it's done with the correct intentions. Because the point isn't for you to only care about my love languages, it's for me to acclimate to yours as well, which is usually something different than mine. Right. Mm-hmm. So just for instance, maybe your love language is acts of service, where my love language is words of affirmation. Right. So I'm used to, or I need someone to say, I love you. Like Ashley was saying earlier, I love you, and say things that are nice, but you need actions. So instead of me only saying those things, which I know won't resonate with you, now I have to be intentional and show you in the things that I actually do. So I honestly understand your perspective on it, but I think it's all about how you perceive the message. And to me, I always perceive it honestly from a glass half full, right? I want to take this information and understand my partner more. So if I understand how you receive love, I will show up in that way, and vice versa. If you care for me in that way, if you understand how I receive love, then you will show up for me in that way. Now, it can be selfish if I only care about how you're showing up for me and I'm not, right, recognizing how I'm not showing up for you. Yes, it can be very selfish. It depends on the person. But I honestly feel like the point of it and the intention behind it is all for good, right? It's to help people be more selfless in relationships. That's all I want to say.
Well, let me ask you, can I say this real quick, please? Real quick.
Go ahead.
If is love, because I never understood the love language, maybe because I'm old and I've been married for too long. Is love language, is it just a new way of communicating? Because when you're in a relationship with a person for a long time, you have these conversations. You learn each other. You know what they like. You know what they don't like. You learn the person you're with. And over time, you know who they are. You know what'll piss them off. You know what you should and should not do. And that's just what you learn by being in the relationship. I just call it knowing your person. You know, my husband always says, know who you, he'll cuss when he know who you're effing with. He knows who you're messing with. He know me. I know him. So when you know each other, you work with each other better. So
I feel like this is like a cheat sheet.
One second, I
just wanted to respond to DeeDee real quick.
No, you can answer to both of us, right?
Okay.
Love language is a manipulation tactic, and I'm going to explain you why. When it comes to romance, men do 80% of the romance. So you are literally telling me, I want you to love me this way, even though you might not want me to love this way. I don't want the gifts. I don't want this. I want you to love me my type of way. So you make it about yourself. So once again, if romantic gestures were 50-50, if romantic gestures were 50-50, then love language will be great, because you want me to love me this way. I want you to love that way. So we're going to go 50-50. I do this for you. I do this for me. Right. When romantic gestures is for the most part man to woman, I will make a song about you. I'll write a poem about you. I'll sacrifice myself for you. I will do this thing for you. Like usually romance comes to the man to the woman. Love language is just an extortion mechanism. It's just I like to be loved this way, so
And I
either
want you
you
to
give me
love
the
me.
love this way I want to, or I'll
This is
find
actually
somebody
true.
else. Because I never heard a man in the history of mankind saying, "My wife can cook, my wife can click, my wife have sex all the time. She's a good mother, she's a good wife." But my love language is words of affirmation, and she's not loving me the way I want to know. She's being a good wife, so I will let her alone. Love language is just an extortion mechanism for a woman to actually get what they want from men. In my opinion, you can reply
Okay.
to both of
Let me
reply to both of us,
reply to you.
and then we definitely have to go to the super chats, friends.
Okay.
Gifts of
I
service.
just want to reply to you really quickly.
Yes.
And I'm going to speak about me personally. Right? I'm not going to speak about any women that you have come into contact with, because I can't speak on their behalf. When you say, first of all, that, you know, romance is 80% on the man's side, I feel that is true in the beginning of a relationship. But just like we was saying, the longer that you're with that person, if you have a woman who actually cares for you and shows up for you, she will also give you back that romance. I have done the rooms with balloons and you know, the petals and the sexual things and all the stuff that my man has asked for, and showing up in the way that he needs me to show up, because I understand the way that he needs me to show up, just like he'll understand how he want or how I need him to show up.
Are you most
for
woman?
me? Another thing.
No. Don't move from that.
I wanted to respond to DeeDee.
No, I know, no time.
But this gonna make me lose my thought.
No, Ty. No, Ty. Ty, do notes just like I do notes. Okay.
I need to.
Real careful, because this is important, Ty.
Okay.
I would say that the woman that I'm going to give you her flowers. A woman that does the balloon shit and the flowers and she plans dates. You are an exceptional woman, because most of us never get that. Hey, Ty, I'm serious, Ty.
That's really sad.
It's fine. It's fine to be said, Ty. But ask the brothers, how many times did they add the Valentine's Day that was about them?
That's what I was about
the brothers. How many times they had a Valentine's Day that was not about the woman's feelings? The
or
woman
what about Sweetie's Day? Do you guys get Sweetie's Day? I'm
No,
from
no,
the
no,
Midwest.
no.
I'm from
Ty, slow down.
Ali, just 1 second. Ali, how are you? Ali, podcast. King Ali, you have kids?
No.
I'll say this, right? And I'm going to make a general statement. Ty, do you see how we get treated on Father's Day? We get nothing. You get some power tools, some socks, a belt. If this is our day, and even in,
because that's not my.
You know what?
Hold on.
One second. I'm not. Once again, I'm giving you flowers. This is not
You're talking about in general,
but we are not talking about you. I'm just saying, for the most part,
yes,
romance is never the man way. The only way women actually show romance. Most women, of course, because the woman that don't do this is exceptional. I bought some lingerie that looks good on me and make me feel like a baddie, and I'm going to give some coochie to you that I fucked 1,000 times before. Sorry for the cut. Right? That's the only way men get romance from women. They don't write us poems. They don't write us songs. They don't make a full R&B album. You should let me love you. All we get is, you broke my heart. I'm so sad. I'm Mary J. Blige. Please stop hurting me. We don't get the, I will go to, I know what? I'm doing too much. I will just say this and then you got it. Did you saw the problems that Beyonce got into you for making a song saying cater to you? Do you saw the amount of controversy the feminists coming afterwards saying, why are you making a song catering to a man and running his back?
I never heard that, Fatty.
I didn't either.
You never heard it, but this is the thing. This is
Cooking
our
with Kaya.
job, right? 1 second, Ty, because we are content creators. This is our job. And like 2 years ago, there was a massive controversy that started on TikTok and on Twitter about women that were going out of her way to saying that Cater to You is a pick-me song. It's a song of women that want to be picked. So they are showing everything they're going to do to a man so they can get picked. And this is what we're talking about. If women see that song, which should be romantic to a man, look at this woman saying that she's going to dedicate herself to me on a adversarial way, I will say to you once again, Ty, you are an exception, because the fact that we as men never experience a woman saying, let me put some petals on the floor, let me put some balloons so I can actually show my man that I truly love him, appreciate it, says a lot about the reality of relationships today. You can talk about you can make it in general. I'm just saying what you're saying right now, most men never experience in their life, because the first time a man usually gets his flowers is on his funeral. I'll replay this again. The first time for most men they get flowers in their life is in their funeral. So most men will never get this experience that you're talking about, because most of us don't remember the last time you got some roses as a, oh, I love you, I appreciate you, it's a flower.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to say this to women: do better. Okay, because that's absolutely ridiculous.
And again,
I cannot imagine.
Like podcasts, and Fatty are trying to communicate. When that love language to us means the men are attempting to do exactly what you want. We can't read your mind, and we're doing what you want, and it's not good enough. And I ask you this, Ty and D. And D already know the answer, Ty, but it looked like you're not gonna struggle with it. I bet you're gonna look a certain way. How many men wouldn't want to fulfill both of y'all love languages?
How many men wouldn't?
How many men wouldn't love to want to master your love languages? You, Athena, Ashley. How many men out there going, you know what? I know your love languages, but I don't want to do it. And then when you reverse it, how many men stay with women that have no idea what their so-called love language is, and they still actually love them? We still love you regardless of what you ain't doing for us. You don't love us regardless of what we're doing for you in an attempt to make you happy, and it's still not good enough. Whether it's we can't read your mind, or when we do what you want, it's not good enough. Ashley demonstrated it when Fatty communicated. Not like that. Gifts. How many beings? How many times you try to give your woman a gift and she's like, thank you. She didn't even like it. Like, no matter what we try to do to master giving you the things that you want, it's not good enough. But when you give us, hey babe, I hope you had a great day today, I love you. It's like, God dang, a random text, I love you. That goes so far with us. Or, hey, you may not communicate to me what you're going through, but I'm here for you. Most men never get none of that. We don't get none of the love language. What is that? So let's be genuine about this. Most men do everything in their power to make women happy. It's not good enough. It's easy. One of the easiest things to do to make a man happy, and women barely try. Give that for a love language.
I would say real quick. I just want you to understand, Ty, sis. I just want you to understand and about you. And I think even though for these panels, we need women. Like right now, if any woman watching, I swear I cash app you $10, $20. Come on the panel and just be honest and say, no, I'm not gonna lie, all my relationships was about me. I really wasn't really caring about how he felt, what he wanted. I did stuff for him when I felt like it's not. And that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between our relationships now. And the problem with love languages is just they've been weaponized against men, right? And it's usually acts of service, which corresponds with their 6-figure requirement, right? So it's never really the things like words of affirmation, because that wouldn't be enough, right? And the thing that men do that's different from women is we take what you give us. So if this is how you show me you love me, I'll take it. And I'll try to get other things out of you as I can, but I'm going to take what you give me. Whereas for women, you just want what you want. And then things like acts of service is just another way to iterate what it is that you want. And the flip side of that is to be able to chastise us when we aren't doing it. And that's what makes it problematic. Everything women get is usually a tool against us. And I hate to say that because I love women because they have pretty feet sometimes.
But he does never fit fetish, guys.
I'm like, what?
Right.
To answer I hear guys say all the time. Oh, do you mind if I go really quick?
Go ahead.
I hear guys, they're always like, oh, well, you chose this man and you're with this man. Well, stop choosing women who are like that. Choose the lover girls because they will go above and beyond. I promise you. I promise you they will.
Most women aren't lover girls.
Are you victim blaming?
Not even close. Victim blaming.
One second, friends. Athena, what is the percentage of lover girls in the?
That I don't know. Probably very few.
There
Why'd
you
you do that? And you
go.
know that.
One second, Tina. So if there's 100 men and 5 women that are lover girls, 10 women, I don't.
Fight to the death.
Tina, I will be honest. Tina, I'll be honest. I don't know woman that write poetry. I don't know. I have never met a woman that sent me a poem. Fatty, Fatty and the kiss it all the tree. Like, you can do the bare minimum. You like, men are starving for the bare minimum. You have AI, like, I'll say this.
I
This is
disagree.
this,
I
this is
disagree. I
ridiculous.
disagree,
You
Fatty.
you have AI apps for $10 where you can put "I love Fatty" and they will make a full song about Fatty, how I love him and how I miss him and all that shit. I never got one of those. It's just typing "I love Fatty." You know how happy you will make your man if you just send him one of them. He will be smiling from ear to ear for the whole day. He will go to the work. Hey, podcast, look at what my woman did to me. Is the bare minimum, and this is what we're talking about. I don't think women understand, and this is why me and Ali, for the most part, say women have the complete power over relationships and society, is because we kind of understand we have to cater to you. We have to be romantic every now and then. We have to take you on dates every now and then.
It too.
Right? Because the day that we actually depend on you to be the romantic stuff, to bring us food, to get lingerie without me or asking to be before you. Hey, let me take you on a date quick. Green Rising Queen, Green Rising King, let me take you on a date real quick. Let me show you how I cater to a king. Let me show you. We get these during the discovery phase. You like me more than I like you, so you are doing anything and everything to get my attention. As soon as I start liking you more than you like me, ooh wee! You better pray to God for an act of something, because the only time we're going to get that back once again is when you're picking my suits when I'm on that casket, or when something happens to me so devastated that you really need to actually cater to me because something happened on physical life. So it's
Can I ask you a question real quick, Ali?
Yeah.
I want to just ask. I want to ask specifically Ty and Athena. I want to ask them, because I know already Dee knows this. I've been on her panels before. And Ashley just been under the gun. I don't even want to bother her. but to Ty and to Athena specifically, do you think you're exceptional? And I'm just looking for a yes or a no real quick so we can.
No, I don't think
okay.
exceptional.
Okay. Athena.
Not really. I mean, the only thing is y'all say, oh, guys would love this. And I've done that. And
right.
It was like, oh, that's nice. And then they moved on. So I'm like, that's just not been my experience. So I think guys love it when the woman they want to do it does it. But if a woman that they don't really love or that they're using as a placeholder because they're lonely, they're not going to appreciate it.
I was just looking. I just wanted to. Yeah, that's why I just wanted you to just say yes or no, so I can move past.
Okay, before you go, I just want to acknowledge what she said. 100% right. We're talking about the woman that we love, that woman that we're in a relationship with. Is not about the courting phase, because nothing icks a man more than you over pursuing and going out of your way to kind of show tremendous amount of love. We'll look at that as love bombing. Lady, you have 100 men after you. Ugh, why you going so hard after me? You might want to know, like, you probably want something. You probably want something back. And you know what's funny, Athena? There's 99% of the time, that's the case. You will ask for the broke guy to pay for the date, but if the rich guy wants to pay for the date, you want to pay so you not show that you are a gold digger. So this is like why are you doing this right now when I know you wouldn't do it, when I was broke? It's just that most women that actually do it is not on an altruistic type of way. Is always what am I going to get from him for doing this? And I will say this for most men, and most men will say this. Athena, you would be surprised the amount of times a woman does something for us. I pick up the phone and I call Watch and say, Watch, my woman did this for me. Oh my God. And then 3 days later, hey, Fetty, can we go to Cancun? I know it. There was always something on the back end. And once again, if you are not this type of woman, you are a motherfucking diamond, because most women only do things for you because they know by the end of the day, they are just investing so they can get their money back and they get their retirement, like the investment they did back. So if you're
And
not
that's just manipulation. That's not real, genuine.
One second, because I stopped. 1 second, I stopped podcast from talking. Please, podcast, take us home.
Yeah,
we have to read the super chats, and then I'll open the panel for everybody, because we really need to talk about the Rampage Jackson situation. Go ahead, podcast. No questions and interrupted, and let's go to the main topic. Go ahead, podcast.
So, Ty, the reason, and Athena, the reason why I asked our question, and since he said no questions, I'm just going to tell you, I want to substitute exceptional for special, right? And the reason why is because I think, in general, most women want their men to treat them like they're special, right? But then you would say, you should have to be special to be treated special, right? Okay, so then if you can't be like every other woman, and if you know that you're not like every other woman, then you should know, man, a lot of this stuff that I go out of my way to do for my man in general, you should just assume already that most women aren't doing that, right? It's the same reason, like when women say it's not enough good men, I say you're right, it's not. But it's not because good men don't exist. It's just because it's 2 million more y'all than it is us. Like, so what you want me to do? If every man got with a woman, it's 1 million adult, more like adult age, 18 and older, black women than black men, right? And it's the same thing for white men and white women. So if every man got with a woman, you still have 1 million plus women who didn't have no men, right? So it's not necessarily because they don't exist, but they aren't in the quantity that you would need, right? Same thing for us. I swear. I can count on one hand how many things I got from the women. I'm talking about who I know these women love me. I'm not even saying they didn't love me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying they didn't love me. I'm just saying, like, yeah, they might have bought me a car. They might have, gave me the money to go purchase my drugs with when I was hustling, stuff like that. They did that stuff, but that stuff was to benefit them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying just because it's me, just because I father Joe Child, just because we've been together for 15 years, just for that reason alone, it wasn't like that. Where it was like that for me. For me, it was like, wow, it's still you. 10 years later, it's still you. 15 years later, you still walking in here butt naked. I'm about to get that. Like that made me feel good that it was still her, right? Whereas they was looking at me like, why he ain't doing this? Why he ain't doing that? Why he ain't get taller? I don't know. Why his eyes didn't turn green? I don't know what they was looking for, right? Why he ain't making 6 figures yet? That's not how men operate. This is why I always say men don't show loyalty by being faithful, right? My loyalty to you isn't about me being faithful to. I know Athena, it sucks. I'm just telling you what it is. That's not how. That's not how they do it. Yeah, exactly. But that's just not. See, now look, that's her love language. Her love language is this is how you show me you love me by not having no other women.
Yes,
right?
That's crazy.
You see how if you got a special one,
but he expressed himself. He expressed himself.
But if you got a special woman who's there for you, who get you those things and don't expect nothing in return, it's showing up for you and doing everything you need. Why wouldn't you?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. No, that's not. No, we express it because that's our nature. Hey, Ty, are we naturally like that? Are we?
No.
So why do y'all keep doing that to us? If
the Bible says y'all that's not your nature.
What's crazy about what he's saying? If you
say you're not naturally cheating.
If you truly loved us, you wouldn't want to change. You wouldn't want to change nothing about us. You love
and if you truly loved us, you wouldn't want to change nothing about us.
What we trying to change?
We're not asking.
Hold on. What are we trying to change? Hold on. Let her answer because this.
What you're trying to change is my need for loyalty. Women want a man that's for them. If I'm showing up and I'm doing all the things that you asking me to do, I'm going above and beyond. Just like Mr. B said. Technically, I'm special. Athena special. DeeDee clearly special. Ashley special. We special. We different. We're not
all right there.
So
don't go too far, Ty. But Ty, you gonna make several points.
Let me finish. If we are these women and we're showing up and we're showing out and we doing what we're supposed to do, why don't you're expecting us to change and be okay with y'all dealing with other women when we the special ones? Why wouldn't you just deal with us? Why wouldn't you choose not to make those decisions because it's a choice at the end of the day. Your penis don't jump out and jump into a vagina. You choose to take it out and put it into one.
So this is how y'all projecting away, right? When y'all say self-love, when we love ourselves, you chase after us. When we have multiple women, you chase after us. When we don't care about us, you chase after us. Let me, Ty, you gonna get it, Ty? Let me, Ty. You gonna make me lose my track of mind. The man that gives you the least, you give the most to. The man that gives you the most, you give your worst and least to. Soon as a man commits, we get the worst part of you. We get the least. You don't cater. You don't support. You don't understand, and we never understand it. Like, man, why the way we different than y'all? When you a hoe, it's not you a hoe. When we deal with a hoe, we give her the least, and she gets she doesn't get our best. But when we commit to you, no matter who you are, you get the most from us, and we give you our best. You give your worst to the dude that don't like you. You give your worst to the dude that does nothing for you, that doesn't care about you.
You mean your best?
Your best, excuse me. But you give the worst to the man who chases you, loves you, supports you, gives you an arm, gives you his foot, gives you his understanding, gives you his grace. He took you out the streets. You was out here dotting, giving your body to everybody. And he
preacher.
And you give him the worst part of yourself instead of loving them the most. Y'all are backwards. And you know what that is? Live spelled backward. Evil. Okay, go ahead.
Ty will have the last chance to reply.
Yes, thank you, Fatty. Thank you, Fatty.
Hey, Ty. Hold on, Ty. Hey, Ty, if you answer, make sure it ain't about you. Just like how a lot of y'all don't make it about you. If it has nothing, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I don't want to hear. I'm not that kind of woman. I would never treat my man like that. I'm a one woman man, and I just want one man.
Okay, then this is my reply, Ali. This is my reply.
Don't make it about yourself.
Say that the women that y'all love, you commit to. But what is commitment if you are not loyal to that woman?
That's who we talking about. We talking about the loyal ones.
Podcast already told you that has nothing to do with our loyalty. Y'all were supposed to give us fidelity because you wanted the best guy or the guy that you said you liked. It was about me giving you protection and resources. It was about me. It was never about me dealing with multiple women. You were never supposed
Ali,
to.
Wait. Ali, make sure she understands this, Tab. What he is saying is the dude who is faithful is the dude who you give your words to. That's what he's saying.
Also, the social
brother. I want to put the rest of the ladies on the spot.
That wasn't my question.
The social.
Hold on, hey, Fatty. Hold on, let me ask. Hey, Fatty, please.
That wasn't my question.
Fatty, let me ask them a question.
I'm trying to be a good moderator.
This is the question.
1 second. You will have the last chance to reply. I am so curious to hear. I'm so curious to hear from DeeDee and Tina about the fidelity thing.
Yes.
Special, like DeeDee is a warrior. DeeDee
I want to hear DeeDee.
Like no, 1 second, please. Kudos, very kudos. Okay, let's hear just real quick about this fidelity thing about DeeDee and Tina and Ty. You have an uninterrupted time after they go to just go all out. Just write a note so you don't forget it. So you don't say you forget it. Okay, so let's get DeeDee and Tina. We get Ty, and then no interruptions, no back and forth. We go to the main event. Super chats, and we go to the main event. Go ahead, DeeDee. His podcast and Ali write about the we loving you has nothing to do with fidelity.
You smiling, Ty?
No, he's talking to DeeDee.
No. Exactly.
And DeeDee got this look too.
Hey, DeeDee, let me play for you.
I don't like being put on the spot.
And Ashley already broke. She already broke.
We are listening.
Wait. What's the question? Does love
my loyalty to you? Does fidelity have anything to do with my loyalty to you?
You mean like going out cheating?
Hey, DeeDee, don't turn. DeeDee, you better not turn into them. DeeDee, you better not turn to them.
No, I'm trying to figure. What you mean? So
DeeDee, no, DeeDee, DeeDee, no, DeeDee, don't
understand.
Hey, DeeDee, if I cheat on you, does that mean I don't love you?
Come on, DeeDee.
Tell us your truth. DeeDee,
I don't like cheaters.
No, I didn't say you didn't like
Me
cheating.
either, but that's not
Tell
the
us
point.
your
That's not the
truth.
question.
I don't like cheaters.
DeeDee, can
So
you answer the
Ali,
question,
one
please?
second. Ali, reframe the question. DeeDee, if a man cheats on you,
My husband. If my husband
Your
cheats,
husband.
if one second,
your-
Are you
this is
leaving?
one second, friends. This is actually a personal question. This is actually a
No.
personal question. So
That's
don't answer in general. Answer for yourself.
Mhm.
If your husband cheated on you, would you consider that he actually showing by his actions that he's not loyal to you?
Disloyal.
Disloyal.
That is, it's the same word. Sorry, motherfuckers. That's the same
Right.
shit.
It's the same thing.
Not loyal is disloyal. God damn it.
so if he cheats on me, would I consider him disloyal?
Yes.
Yes.
I would.
Thank you.
No, I'll say this. I will say this. After 9 kids, God damn it, that was
That's
your
crazy. I'ma ask-
I will feel the same
Hold
way
on.
after 9 kids.
Let me ask the women the question. Since y'all don't believe.
It's Athena's turn.
Let DeeDee explain.
Oh, I didn't know they were. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Athena. Oh, you
Come on, Athena. Come on, Athena. Do it for the logical ones. Let's go, Athena.
Athena, do you want the theme song? Let me play it for you, Athena. I got you, Athena.
I need a hero.
If a man is not if a man is not faithful to you, would you consider that he's not loyal to you?
Yes, I would consider that not loyal.
Shut up.
Hey, there we go. Yes. Disloyal.
Hey, tell him, Athena, you have to teach these men that if you have sex with another woman, you are unloyal. Tell him, what do you think about it? Go ahead, Athena.
Well, that's literally not loyalty. You're not staying faithful to that person. You made a commitment. You said, well, okay, we're talking husband and wife. You said, in sickness or in health, till death do us part. You know,
Under
you're not
God.
committing adultery. And I'm not saying that you can't move past it. I'm not saying a man can't cheat and like you can move past it and you can work on it. That's not what I'm saying. But it is not loyal to do that. And it's not an accident. It is an intentional act. And the only time that I understand when men do this is when their woman is withholding sex and not fulfilling his needs. Then I'm like, you know what? Even though it's not okay, she's still abusing him. And I think infidelity is abuse. And if it's a mutual abuse.
It is.
I like that. I like that. See, she came through the end on the logic side. But I just want you to know, Ty, while you being all happy,
what you want me to know?
Fatty threw you the alley-oop with the framing of the question because he used the word cheating, right? So
what do you mean? That's what we were talking about.
No. But I wouldn't have framed it that way, right? The way I would have framed it would have been, would you be in a relationship? Would you get married to a man who's telling you, I'm gonna provide for you, take care of you, everything you want out of a man, but as they used to say, I'm going to exercise my options. So it's not that you don't know that it's happening. It's not like he's doing it behind your back. It's not cheating. No. It's just, hey, just so you know, I'm going to do what I want to do. That's why I'm saying it's not disloyalty. If I'm lying to you, of course it's disloyal.
But that's what cheating is. That's not cheating.
That's why I said framing the question with cheating is wrong.
But that's not what we were talking.
And this is why I didn't frame that way, podcast, because there's a business deal. I told you exactly what it is. If you accept it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no interpretation. There's no nothing. I'm talking about the man that is going to work for 12 hours, taking care of the kid, going to the streets and saying, no justice, no peace, and then he's fucking on Coretta. That's all I'm saying. I'm talking about that man, the man that actually kind of doesn't tell you what it is, but you kind of understand what it is. Grandparent was a Rolling Stone, so it is what it is. So, and again, I'm conceding. No, podcast. I'm conceding to your point. If a man is not lying, there's nothing to debate about. He told you he was. You accepted. There's no conversation to be had. I think even Athena and DeeDee and Ashley would say, no, she accepted the deal. There's no reason for her to be feeling some type of way about it.
Correct.
But we are talking about what happens on the regular. The man is a good father. The man does everything for their woman. but one day is he in the White House getting his thing sucked by Monica Lewinsky. Is that man still loyal to you, or the fact that he's not faithful to you ruined the whole loyalty thing? And
But Fatty, that's the point. They said they wouldn't accept the deal.
Oh, right? No. Most women will never.
Just wait, but just understand that. So understand. The reason why that's the better question is because that's the question that answers whether or not just because a man has sex with another woman doesn't mean he's not loyal. That's why that makes it the better question.
So, no.
No, wait, try to understand. Try to understand. He said if you agreed to it, right? But I'm saying the fact that you're saying you wouldn't agree to it means that from your perspective, whether the man is honest about it or not, you see him having sex with another person as disloyal. But how could it be disloyal if you knew about it?
So, but podcast, before you
but
go,
that's
right?
not the situation.
Yeah, no.
That's why you don't want to answer that question.
You gotta go.
I'll answer that question.
Hey, friend, just to address what he's saying, I will actually tell this. When a woman lets you have sex with other woman, is always to her benefit. I'll repeat it again. When a woman lets you have sex with other woman, is usually always to her benefit, meaning she doesn't want to fuck you like that, so she's sending you away to the street so you can get another woman that does.
Exactly.
She's on a business transaction with a man that she doesn't love like that, so as long as you pay the bills, you're good to go. Or the last one and the best one.
She's bisexual.
She likes woman too. So because she likes woman too, she kind of said, "No, you got it, champion. You are the you're not the champion. It's in French. Champion. You are the champion. Go ahead and get another woman so we can share them together and you can be fun." But when a woman is truly into you, she loves you like that. That woman usually doesn't want to share you regardless. So
absolutely, I agree.
We're going to tie back again before I go to the super chat, and then I get my boy Watch in the building.
Yes.
You have the chance to rebuttal.
Okay.
Please, no questions.
And I need a chance to rebuttal too.
No, I got a rebuttal too.
No,
everybody wants to rebuttal.
We're not done with it because they can't.
I will give y'all the chance to rebuttal. Just don't leave when I start to read the super chats because it's too late, okay? Ty, Ali, and DeeDee have the chance to rebuttal, and then we go to the super chats. If you leave while I'm reading the super chats, I will throw a tantrum, okay? Go ahead, Ty. You got this. DeeDee and Ali.
Fatty made the best point, and his example was the best because that was the premise of the initial question that we were talking about. Women see you cheating as disloyalty, period. Because what men don't understand is just like you see your woman and you want that woman to just be yours. Women are the exact same way. We are extremely possessive over the man that we love. We're doing all of this for you. You are mine. I don't want anybody else to touch you, experience what I experienced with you. I don't care if it was, and men always have this thing like, well, I was just having sex with her. I don't care about her. I don't love her. And that's why it's worse for women to cheat because you have an emotional connection. You don't understand that when you lay down with someone, you are literally swapping energies. There are souls. It's so much more in tune with that. You think all you're doing is laying down with somebody and you going about your business, but what you're doing is bringing bad energy back over to me and putting it back into me. Then you're being deceitful because you're not even telling me what's going on. So now I'm dealing with other energies I don't understand. I'm dealing with maybe STDs that I have to deal with. My pH balance is going crazy because you done put your stuff in somebody else. There are so many other things that go into that. And honestly, I feel that men that always speak that are the most selfish because you don't understand how you're affecting the woman you supposedly love and the family that you have. And you're willing to risk it all for one night of pleasure when you got pleasure right there at the crib. It doesn't make sense.
Fight back, Ali.
You gotta get him back. You better go down there and get him back.
Back, Ali, and then we have and DeeDee will take us home. But Ali, you better fight back, Ali. I'm telling you.
So they're lying. Y'all sleep with married men. You cheat with married men. You increase your body count with single men that you meet that you like. But once he commits to you, he don't get sex anymore. Nor do you start giving him sex anymore, and you start you don't see it as disloyalty, you see it as control. That's the problem. So y'all lying. All the men that y'all pursue, you met him having sex with other women, and you try to convince him not to have sex with no women anymore. And as soon as he does it, you think loyalty is your ability to control him and him not having sex with no other woman anymore, and you think you're superior to him. And once you can control him in that way, you don't even like him anymore, and you resent him, and you want another him. Y'all emasculate your man to the point you don't like him. It don't make no sense. But again, any woman that ever pursued me was trying to have sex with me to convince me to stop having sex with other women. So just keep it real. That's how y'all
We already addressed that, and we specifically addressed that and gave the parameters. You went and ignored those parameters and went on with that.
Because you think
we specifically said if you're withholding that you are abusing your partner. We said if you're withholding that you're abusing your partner. We specifically mentioned that in the parameters of what we were discussing. And we said if you're doing that, then it's mutual abuse.
Yeah. Okay, so stop right there, please. Do most women abuse their partners?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yeah, I'd say yes, most of them. Yeah.
Ashley.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever abused your partner when he made you upset?
No.
Withheld sex?
No.
Have you ever
withheld sex? Yes.
One second. We have to clarify it. Men see as abuse you denying sex when you don't get your way.
That ain't my thing.
Okay? So let's use it as a baseline. You're not cooking as much.
Before you go there, Patty, before you go there, a man can never take breaks. If I'm mad at you, I'm still gonna pay the bills. If I'm mad at you, I'm still gonna protect. If I'm mad at you, I'm still providing. If I'm mad at you, I'm still gonna bust it down sideways, even worse because I'm mad at you. I'm going, hey, this mine right here, right? Do most women outside of DeeDee, Ty, Ashley, Athena, have y'all ever used that against a man when you were upset with him?
I don't do that.
Yes. I have, yes.
Checkmate.
So no, it's not checkmate. Making a mistake is not checkmate.
No. Let me hold on. Let me finish. If I ever stop paying the bills and I'm in front and someone is trying to attack you and I don't protect, are you leaving me instantly or are you gonna work it out?
I'm gonna work it out for the bills, but the attack part, I'm leaving.
No. Listen again.
Those are two different
things. I'm not paying. If I stop paying the bill in the house, I stop it. I got it. I stop it. If I end any of my provisions for you and my protection, are you staying with me or are you gonna work it out? If I end it,
I'm gonna stay with you. Well, I'm gonna try to work it out, figure out why you're doing it. What's the reason behind it?
Communication. Right.
It's the reason why you're doing what you're doing. It's
I just want to make sure
that I'm withholding sex. It's a reason you feel like you need to retaliate against me for some reason. I've literally had these conversations with my partner before. Like, I see you're trying to get back at me, and you did.
You know what's funny, Ty?
Right.
You know what's funny?
Absolutely.
Ty? Is if you are in a certain place, sometimes if a man does pull away with you, you may start working out. You may start chasing the man. You may crash out. But for the most part, you don't do that for the man that commit to you and cater to you and do anything for you. Y'all don't do that for those men.
That's the part that they're ignoring. But
they ignore that. The men that love him the most, they treat you.
Hold on. Ashley, I just want to make sure I know I saw your face correctly when Fanny.
Just 1 second. Hey, I'm letting this go. Podcast DeeDee, and we have to go. Please, podcast.
Okay. I just want to make sure I read Ashley's face right. You said no, you've never withheld sex ever.
Not in the sense of emotional abuse, no, but that's a personal thing for me. I'm a leaver. I used to be a runner and a track star in my relationship. So it used to be before I started healing. I would just, if I saw you move funny and I didn't like that you were giving weird energy, I'm exiting. But that was when I was
communicate.
I
just want a quick yes or no. Have you ever withheld sex in a relationship for any reason at all?
No.
Oh
wow.
We don't believe
it. Go ahead, DeeDee.
Hey, I'm not gaslight you. I'm just saying that is
hold on, podcast. Oh no. Hey, Ty, Athena and DeeDee. Before it goes to DeeDee, do y'all believe her?
I don't know her life.
But I just told you why is because I'm a runner, or I used to be a runner and a track star.
I get it, but I mean, come on.
Hold on. We not Ty. We talking about Ty. We've been having a great. Hold on real quick. We've been having a great conversation holding men and women accountable, Ty.
Yes,
okay?
we have. But she literally
hold on,
just
Ty,
said
hold on, Ty.
Ali,
Please
just
hold on.
just a second. Ali, I think you actually should listen to what she said.
Yeah,
think about it. As soon as she doesn't get her way, she
leaves.
No.
I'm not doing 1 second. That's worst. She's not even staying to play the little games and to weaponize sex against you.
Not even
as
trying
soon as
to
you
work
don't
on.
say what you want, out. So this is what I'm talking about. Ali,
that's worse.
This is actually his worst. As soon as I don't get like
who cares?
1 second, please, friends.
You are evil.
It's two separate points, Fatty.
No, I know it's two separate.
It's worse.
Points.
You're right. You're right.
If somebody gives me the worst point, I don't need the lesser one. If you are leaving every time I do something that you don't like, you are worse than the woman that is weaponizing sex against me. Because at least that woman is giving you the chance to actually flip it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, no, I just want to see Ty. Is Ty consistent? Hey, Ty, if I said I never lied to a woman for sex, would you believe me?
She did that to
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's what she did. She was like,
you see what I'm saying, Ty? So I'm gonna ask you again, Ty. Do you believe her when she says she's never withheld sex to a man?
No, I don't necessarily believe that. I think every woman has withheld sex at some point.
Thank you.
But if she was the type that just left instead of withholding, that's why I gave her that. Maybe she had it because as soon as he do something, she like, all right, peace. Done with you. You know, usually women withhold because we don't want to leave.
You ain't add the extra sauce on mine. You just smile.
All I did was laugh.
You don't hold it. If we always give the sisters this out in grace, hey, but it maybe she did it because of this. Ali, you might have never lied for it. You don't give that same energy to the brothers. You gotta give.
You know what?
Hey, Fatty, understand. So we gotta get a fellas a message. Hey, fellas out there watching, you see those hoop earrings Ashley got on? Run, son.
Oh,
I'm talking about
y'all crazy.
Get out of there.
Don't
let DeeDee get her.
Anyway, you don't want me. Please
Ashley, don't listen to them. Ashley, open rings are fine.
Let DeeDee
Hoop
talk.
earrings are toxic.
That's a red flag. Personally, I don't like that.
Hey, friends, let's go to DeeDee and please, anyone that talks after her is going to be.
If she remember what she had to say.
Well, let me say it before she starts talking. Look at DeeDee earrings.
I can't remember. Y'all gotta get me in quick because I will be forgetting. But I will forget. But to Ali's point, Ali, you're absolutely right. I think most women weaponize sex. You know, most women. Your point is the truth. But will you believe me if I said I have never done that?
No.
But that's your.
No. DeeDee. I still wouldn't believe you, DeeDee. No.
I understand.
No. I have to intervene. A woman that has 9 kids likes it. She will do it, man.
Okay, never mind.
This is just speculation. If a woman has 9 kids, she will do it pregnant. She will do it bad. She will do it happy. I'm sorry. I have to agree with you.
I'll take that back. I'm sorry. You old school. You had 30. You would have 35 if you could. I'm sorry. You ain't saying no.
35.
You got the small hoops too. You gotta give her credit.
She has the.
Nah, seriously, I believe in that. I mean, especially when you're married. When you make that commitment to a person, I think you should be loyal to each other. That goes back to our question of the Lord. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. If you cheat on, I don't believe in cheating. If you cheat on me,
agreed.
That's a deal. That could be a deal breaker.
That might be why he loyal. Because if you like that, he probably I ain't need to step out.
You know why? Because that was our agreement. If we had agreed upon like an open marriage in the beginning, or he said, "Look, I want you. We're gonna build a life, but I also want some other women Are you cool with that? Because I'm offering everything you want, and I say, yeah, I agree with that. Then that's what it is. But that is not the agreement. The agreement was that we're gonna be monogamous. We're gonna be committed and loyal to each other, and we're gonna build a family. And this is what it is. So if you go outside of that agreement, then you are disloyal to the agreement. Just like if I went out and cheated, then that's on me. I'm not loyal to you, and I don't think that's what he wanted either. So I just think it's all about your agreement, which y'all agree to. If you know that this man want other women in the beginning and you okay with it, y'all agree, that's cool. Do your thing. But if whatever your agreement is, you should stick to it if that's what it is. And something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. But I want to just point that out. But I do agree with Ali when he says most women. Every woman, it's most women, but there are some women who don't do that. I don't believe in turning down my husband for sex because I always wanted it. So it was nothing he had to, he ain't had to, he had probably had to run from me. So it's a different type of situation. Everything is not the
and
same.
it's a society wide drinking.
Now we're getting to the truth.
It's not the same. I'm not.
Run from her.
And look, if I get mad at him, that's even more of a turn on. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna get mad at you and be like,
hold a grudge.
That's not me. That's not me. I said I tell this to the people on my panel all the time. They know because I'm like, nah, I don't believe in that. I don't. Every woman is not the same.
Hey, but DeeDee, do you think that's a core responsibility that a woman has to a man?
What to be with her
when he wants it, you got to give it up.
Exactly. Listen, if you don't have a medical,
what happened, Ashley? The eye twitch.
You saw her face. You saw her face.
I was ask the question, but I wanted to let her to finish.
Her left eye triggered. Her left eye was triggered.
So if you don't have a medical issue, if you're not sick, I think your man should be understanding. If you're sick, which mine is, you can't. You're sick.
That ain't no excuse.
A problem.
Whoa, wow.
Okay, so now it's different.
That's
hey, if you can be sick, you can take that. No, I'm joking.
You go to work sick.
That's what you believe. I'm just telling you how I stand. No. And my husband won't want to like force himself on me if I'm sick and I'm not feeling good. He want to do that. So I'm just saying. So other than that, I just don't have a problem. I like my man. I like being with him. So why not? I don't have a problem with that. But I will agree, Ali, that there are a lot of women who weaponize it. They do it. I just don't agree with it. That's all.
It's time for some super chats.
And sorry, but I promise y'all, and I have to keep my promise, okay? Wonderful panel. Shout out to this panel. We're having fun, good vibes. Truly appreciate it. Thank you very much for not making me look terrible again. Appreciate it. I truly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Actually, having a lot of fun, and thank you very much. Y'all have been very kind to us. So we're going to read the big ones and the small ones. Omni Design with the handle to Miss DeeDee. Omni Design Studio. Yes, question for DeeDee. What's the secret to your successful marriage? Teach baby girl. Let's go with less than a minute if that's possible, DeeDee, so we can go to the rest of them.
Oh, you want to answer it?
No. It's a question to you. Like somebody send you this super chat to your Omni Design Studio. We send them $100. I ask you, what is the secret to a successful marriage? Give us like 2 bullet points and we'll go from there.
The communicating, reciprocating.
DeeDee.
Communication is key. Loving each other, supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? Just being there for one. Love the person for who they are. Don't try to change them. Who you met is who they are, and if you chose to love them for who they are, don't try to change them. Please don't try to do that. Accept them where they are, and they can accept you where you are, and y'all just love each other and live y'all best life. That's it.
Thank you very much, sir, for the $100, and sorry for the profanity, but we have to do it.
Sir, for $100, what's the craziest thing you do?
The craziest thing I do is listen to your ass all day.
Ma'am, for $100, what's the craziest thing you do?
For $100, I'll let his baby mama braid my hair and then fight her.
Damn, only $100? I look like some cheap hoe.
Could have fooled me. Yo, all jokes aside, dead ass, $100? Nah, for real, I appreciate you. That's love from my boy Fatty, feeding the untouchable empire out here.
Thank you very much, Omni, for taking care of DeeDee. I appreciate that. We going to the $10 balls. We have Courtney in the building with the $10 balls. Say shout out to Fetty. Shout out to Ashley. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate the support.
Let's go. We got $10.
Sir, do you have any change?
Nah, motherfucker, I'm broke.
Much. I appreciate you. Let's keep going to the other $10. We have My Mere Thoughts in the building. It says, charge me with involuntary simping today. The girls are gorgeous this Friday. Simp! Sir, I appreciate you. Simp! Mauricio, he has a Portuguese name, so I'm going to say the super chat in Portugal. Eu deixei a igreja porque eles ofereciam criticismo. No. I left the church because they only criticize men and only coddle anything women do. I grew up hearing what I should do, nothing about what I should expect. Man, church is more for single mothers and single women.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you very much. Obrigado, Mauricio. Espero que esteja tudo bem contigo. We have Tarus in the building with another $10. He says, DeeDee and Ali advocating for the daughter to be hanging around an Inchman wearing Black Clan hoodies, knowing damn well they wouldn't let their kids be around that BS either.
What? Who said that?
It's because Kanye they're talking about Kanye West with the Black Ku Klux Klan hoodie type of thing. So I don't know. I don't know about that, Tarus. I think there was a little bit of a reach, Tarus, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much, Tarus. Will be on Sunday show. The infamous Ladies First show is on the way. Mauricio comes back again and says, Bad Ex told me she loved me after every argument that she started. I said then, shut up and act like it. Never said it to me again and act like you love me. She couldn't do all that. Words aren't actions. Thank you very much for the $10 ball, Irmão Mauricio. I appreciate it. We have Sophisticated Jerk, a friend of the show. He says, I fetishize woman working job.
Oh, Lord.
I am ruthless. Rich man telling the woman 50-50. My brother Matreon in the building saying rank Mother's Day versus Father's Day. And that shows who is appreciated in society.
Mother's Day is after Christmas, and I think Father's Day is like number 13 on the list or something. 22nd, something crazy, but Mother's Day right after Christmas.
Mother's Day is in May.
Let me get the memberships
No.
out of you.
Oh my God, Ty. I know you're being funny, Ty. I know.
Adios mío.
Carl Anderson with a 5 untouchable memberships. Thank you very much, Carl, for always supporting the game.
I believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
Got untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much. Once again, I appreciate that, Carl. Thank you very much. Let's go to the rest of the memberships. Lady Zyrox in the building with 1 untouchable membership. I appreciate
Got
you.
untouchable empire, baby.
We have another one, Rashad. For 11 months, he says, I appreciate you, bro, for bringing our nation up. As-salam alaikum, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank
That's
you very
for me?
much, sir. I think that's for you. Yes, I think that's for you. You said the Nation of Islam says man can do these, but the woman can do wonderful. Yes, that's what you said. JM in the building with 5 untouchable memberships. I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, you think you're untouchable?
And then we have Reese in the building. He become a member of the Untouchable Empire. Shout out to my boy Reese.
Got untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much. We have Nino Nation, executive on the Untouchable Empire Network. He sent 1 untouchable membership. Thank you very
Got
much.
untouchable empire, baby.
We appreciate you. Eclipse with a 5 untouchable memberships. Thank you very much, sir.
Got untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much, Eclipse. You've been very generous lately. Salute to you. I appreciate you. We don't take it for granted. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have Dark Relief in the building with one Untouchable Empire
Got
membership.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
And finally, shout out to my boy Dark Relief, always on the back. And Ronnie in the building became a YouTube
Got
member.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
We all members are met. Make sure you support Til Canali on these membership goals too. Let's make it happen. Rage King Leo on DeeDee side. Appreciate it. It says, just saying ID. How are you doing?
Hi.
Thank
Hey.
you very much. My boy Blue X says shout out to the panel. Appreciate you. We have Blue X in the building saying shout out to the panel again. Thank you very much for splitting the wealth, sir. K-Pin Caveman supporting the show heavily lately. He says, whatever happened to expressing himself with coloring book or a diary or being creative in things that not seen or heard in society. I'm just saying, hey, a long time where you do Legos. That's not the time that's right now. Skinny in the building said, at what age should we allow children cell phones? 14 in my opinion, but I am a progressive conservative, red pill liberal. Carl Anderson, $5. Actually, Ashley, at what age? If it was you, your kid, what age? And Atina, for clarity, real quick, what age would you tell your kid to? This is when you can have a cell phone.
I think at an age of maturity. I'm a little more different on that because it's the way schools are right now and all the kids getting all that stuff. So we might have like a lockdown type of watch or something where you can call me and I have a location before I'll give you a real cell phone. So there would be some parameters around that. But when I find my child to be mature enough to hold a cell phone.
One second. Smartphone, cell phone. Cell phone, as long as you know how to read and count. Okay, the old people cell phone. Hello, or the message cell phone. I'm talking about the full-blown smartphone, the computer on your pocket.
Yeah, I think when they're mature enough to. I don't really have a set age.
That age, if you had to guess, like an age, kind of 7.
Probably 13 or 14 for a real cell phone.
But
I'm doing a watch differently, like location. There's still going to be parental rights on that cell phone.
That makes sense. The parental rights are a bunch of, like, I can bypass that in 2 seconds. But I appreciate the answer. Atina, real quick, what will be the age?
Maybe like 16, 17. I homeschool my son, so he won't really need a cell phone. So he's not going to school. So yeah, 16, 17. That's about when I got my cell phone. I think it was when I started driving. So when he starts driving, he can have a cell phone.
My kid will have a smartphone at 28.
Brother.
Carl Anderson in the building. It says creativity can sometimes be stiffed in society that prioritize ambition and creativity over structure and order. Thank you very much. On this side, we have DeeDee representing. I appreciate you, Anthony. Thank you very much. Sean in the building saying, DeeDee, the queen. Thank you very much, DeeDee, with our support. Kyle Anderson is a sponsor of the show with almost $70. Thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate the love and the support. Thank you very much for always taking care of the homies. Let me update this real quick and let me put it back rolling in the bottom. Here we go. We're almost there, friends. We have Sean say, love DeeDee. She kept it real and takes accountability. Calls out the BS in the black coat. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. HQ with her spy account. She says, hey, HQ is like this. HQ, you can't be doing that profile picture is
that's the picture.
like
like she laid her arm on the head.
I'm going to your panel to roast you about this profile picture, HQ. That she's praying that shit doesn't fly. That's right, Holly. We are the prize. There's a lot of wind on that picture, HQ. Just holding it tight. Cowboy Mitch, Brokeback Mountain. I'm here. No, sorry, I had to throw that shot because he keeps saying, Patty, you talk too much. Sorry, DeeDee. Thank you very much, Cowboy, for supporting DeeDee. He says, I'm here for DeeDee. Stand on beat, DeeDee. Beat. Thank you very much, sir. I love Brokeback Mountain. It was one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie. Pharaoh, $5. He says, were any of these men raised with what is RN?
Right now?
Raised with.
I thought it's
Were
right now.
any of these men raised with right now fathers, real, recognized real, and you sounding real and familiar granddad? I don't know. Is he talking about my dad? Is being married with my mom for 45 years. I don't know what's going on. Ali kind of thing. I don't. Thank you very much, Pharaoh.
I grew up in a 2-parent household. Daddy grew up in a 2-parent household.
Yes, but I didn't have a dog.
I grew up with uncles, grandpa.
That's why my trauma is because I didn't have a dog growing up. I will call my dog Snoopy when I have one and I'm rich, friends. Just watch. I'm going to revenge against my parents. They will know Snoopy will be reborn. Shout out to Snoopy, my future dog. Caping Caveman in the building saying, do a woman need to yell out, I love you before saving your life? Or do a man need to yell out, I love you before saving your life? Or do we just
Ashley?
He just do it without thought to his love. Damn, thank you very much, KP. We don't have to say it. We have Martin, Cowboy Mitch saying, let her speak, DeeDee.
Get your man
and Jay, cut in, please. I have a smoke show tomorrow for all you new fans and the LGBT community. So once again, I'm a lefty. I'm a progressive. I support gay couples. So pull up if you have a problem tomorrow with me. Okay. Thank you very much, Cowboy Mitch. We have Anthony in the building saying, DeeDee, do you want us to just say we love you or so? I think DeeDee was on our side on this one. My opinion. We have again Cowboy saying, preach, DeeDee, non-biased and talking from live experience. There you go. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you very much for the support. Hannibal Africanos, great name. He says, I don't think most women can handle a man's real emotions, thoughts. They like our stability and stoicism and worry when we get emotional. So, thank you very much. We have 10 to go. Caping Caveman, she wants a man to fly balloons and skip in the car. I don't think that's what she said, but hey, skipping rope, nothing wrong with that. We have Irving in the building saying, great convo with this panel, DeeDee. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Mauricio Volta, he says, complete honesty. I will get you divorced by noon tomorrow. Honesty, validation for the woman. Thank you very much, Mauricio. Obrigado. We have Glorious Love saying, can DeeDee talk, please? Do you feel pressed, DeeDee? Do you feel like you to express yourself? I think DeeDee's doing awesome. And by the way, we kind of toned it down a little bit because there's a lot of people on the panel that are not about that live. When y'all know our shows, so we kind of tone it down. We are reading and reacting to the people on the panel. So for y'all to know, we just mirror the energy that people bring you. If they come in and they are chill and we're not going to ramp up other than watch. That's why he's smiling like an evil villain. But other than that, we try to mirror energy. If people are chill, we chill. If people kind of go a little bit more enthusiastic, we do the same thing too. So we are safe most of the times. The TS Sheepy in the building says, woman wanting to see a man in his weakest moments is weird. Thank you very much. We have my boy Harrison in the building. He says, salute, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. Ali, please check if you have anything on the goals, please, so I can update them. Why do people have to be so grand and not natural, says Successful MD? Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. And Beyond in the building says, oh, yeah, she know them. They just push buttons when they find out. Thank you very much. And Beyond, good supporter of the show. Sophisticated Jerk says, love language is manipulation. When a man doesn't do the love language the way she likes, or if he stops, they will then say they were love bombed. Thank you very much, the Sophisticated Jerk. We have my boy Ron in the building with the Untouchable membership.
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
Salute to you, Ronnie. And finally, Caping Caveman, Pookie is not required to have a love language. And last but not least, Rage King Leo saying he ain't lying. So once again, friends, I truly, 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 truly appreciate your love. Y'all know once again, Sunday we're going to have the infamous Ladies First. So please make sure you pull up at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We're going to have a quick smoke show. And if people don't show up, it's totally fine. We understand sometimes you get scared, and scary is uh, problematic, but I appreciate y'all anyway. So once again, I appreciate you all the love. Thank you very much. On the Hamburger Fund side, and I'm sorry because I'm trying to get this together. On the hamburger side, we have Mr. Harrison Davies with $5. So Harrison, thank you very much. Harrison, I appreciate you with the $5 saying salute. Salute to you, I appreciate you. And Carl Anderson with $30 via PayPal trying to get us over the friends. We need more.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Shout out to Mr. Derek Miller with $5 for supporting the Ilkan Ali Fund. Please go ahead and try to get him up with the memberships and the motherfucking goals. For now, we need $65 for the Hamburger Fund. So if you're feeling generous, you know what to do.
Hey, baby. If you're feeling a fatty, hit that like, smash subscribe, and bless the Cash App at $Team Fatty 8.
If you want to support Ali, you know what to do.
Like the video, hit subscribe, and show love to Ali at $Ilkan.
So friends, we're going to go to the main event, and this is a little bit messy and tricky. So let's
I'm taking.
Let's see what we have over here. Let's see.
It's time to do.
No.
And watch 1 second. I'm going to make sure that I give you the.
You can hear me, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Just for people to get the honest rundown of what happened, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Let's go.
So let's see what we have here. Let me present the picture. Mr. I'm not going to say his name because I think it's pronounced Raja, but y'all Americans use words on the way that I don't understand them. That's not it. God damn it. Raja Rampage Jackson. Raja Jackson. He is a son of the MMA legend Rampage Jackson, and he kind of lost control and punched a man 20 times to the point of he had to go to the hospital and all that, right? So my question to you, Mr. Watch, is let me actually go by order so I don't mess this up. When kids lash out violently, is it on them or proof of failed parenting? If kids lash out violently, is on them or proof they fail parenting?
It's time to do.
Go ahead, you have the floor.
I think I want to say it's definitely failed parenting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. It's failed parenting because a lot of kids, especially in modernity, they're overstimulated a lot. With social media, these screens, these various devices that are in front of their face every day that are scientifically proven, to change brain chemistry and things of that nature. So you have to, as a parent, you have to really prohibit and monitor, what your kids are, intaking, you know what I'm saying? And that goes across the board, but I'm just using that as an example. But yeah, I think it ultimately falls on the parents to an extent, yeah. But largely, yeah, absolutely.
Let me get Ashley.
I agree with Watch. I think it mostly falls on the parent and how you built up their emotional maturity. And I mean, and social media also plays a factor since he was streaming and things like that and stuff. But I do think it starts with parenting. I think what you have in your household is how your child is going to mostly come out for the most part. Yeah.
Anyone disagrees with this? Because I do.
You do? What's
Yeah.
What do you got to say about
let me give my example. My belly was full. My always had clothes, place to sleep, books, and all that. I was just greedy. So I saw the people with Game Boy Colors playing Pokemon Red, and I wanted to play Pokemon Red too. So I stole them. A lot of us are just shitty kids.
Yo,
I would actually say I was a shitty kid until I was 18 or 19. The last time I saw something was in the supermarket while I was literally on duty. I went to the supermarket. I got something to eat. There was like a drink there. I was in the line. The line was taking too long. I have to go back to my shift. So I said, man, I'm just going to walk out. And then they said, oh, stop right over there. Hey, sir, did you pay for that drink? And I was actually lucky that I had bosses and people that actually cared for me to the point where I learned my lesson and don't do that again. But for a lot of times, and I will say this very confidently, there's nothing to do with the kid parents. The kids are just bad kids. The parents provide everything that the kid actually has and he needs for, and the kids just go ahead being bullies. The kids just go ahead be stealing. The kids go ahead just be shitty people because they are shitty. So I believe that a lot of times nurture can help, but you have a ton of examples of kids that actually have good parenting and they are spurging out on the shopping mall. I want cereal. You can tell me that's the parent that is not a bad kid. A lot of times bad kids are just bad kids.
Can I say something to that? Because my son, so a lot of people don't know, but little boys get a testosterone boost from ages 4 to 7 years old. So I do not agree with teaching little boys and little girls at the same time because the expectations are different. Little girls can sit down and be quiet. Little boys, they need to be a lot more active. So when you put the kids together, little boys are taught that they're inferior to women because look at little Susie who sits down nicely. She gets rewarded. He gets punished for just being a boy. And I think that it's society that needs to understand that boys need to be boys and they need different attention. So my son, we live on a farm, right? So he goes out, he chases the chickens, he chases the goats, he climbs up trees, he does all that. I can say that whenever I was working a 9-to-5 job instead of working for myself now, again, when I was working the 9-to-5 and I had to put him in a private school, they would say, oh, his behavior's bad, this and that, whatever. His behavior with me is fine. His behavior with my parents is fine. His behavior when I go to the gym and the child care center, they're like, he's great. So we were getting different, like conflicting stories on his behavior. And so I think really, I mean, I just shoot my son a look. I'm just like, and he stops it. He stops it immediately.
So Athena, your kid is who he is when you're not looking. And that's what it is with everybody. If me and Ali are good friends, but when he's not looking, I'm betraying him, like doing a bunch of shit. This is who I am. It's not who I like. Everybody can respect each other in front of it. But when you click the X button, when we leave each other, when you're not under supervision, who are you when you are actually talking with people and nobody's around? How are you treating the waiter? How are you treating other kids? And there's a lot of demons that will be nice to their parents because they have something to lose, so they don't do it. And as soon as they put him on a school environment, they go just crazy, right? So what I'm saying is that a lot of times, like I say, you only know your woman when you meet her at divorce court. I think you only know if your kids are good kids or not when you are not present, because climbing trees and doing the Tom Sawyer adventure type of thing has nothing to do with you being a good kid or a bad kid. What shows that you are a good kid is how you treat other kids, other people, other elders, other babies when you are not in the presence of them. And I'll give you this example and I'll leave it alone. I know this kid, like when I was a little bit younger, that will be the most sweet, caring person in front of their parents. And he had like a younger, like kind of a babyish type of kid. And when the dad wasn't, the moment wasn't around, they will be nasty to the younger kid to the point of actually putting them in danger, doing crazy stunts and all that, WWE moves and all that. And you're like, damn, bro, like you are a bully because you are this type of way with your parents around. But as soon as you have a weaker person next to you, you go crazy. So, like I said, who is your kid when you're not looking at him? That's the real measurement of what that kid is. In my opinion, might be wrong, but I've seen enough of it to say that I will not blink in the presence of my dad. But once my dad leaves the room, rah rah rah, what the self say? Because this is what how you're raised, right? So I will go with that, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Were you raised to think that God was watching you, even if you were alone?
I would not think about God when I would touch myself. So absolutely not. I was alone in that room. There was no accomplice. There was no getaway car. I was doing it for myself.
I'm not talking about
Nobody
that.
was
I'm
watching.
talking about when you're like with other kids.
I'm talking about in general. I never was the type of person that was like, I want candy, but what will God think about this? I want candy. I get candy.
Can I say one more thing?
I think actually I would think like this: who is going to stop me? This man always going to, hey, you know when they say, "Who is going to check me? Who is going to check me?" Like my 6'4", 13-year-old, always going to stop me, and I only stopped doing